What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to your match review and reaction of Chelsea 1, Everton 0. Guys, we got a second win in a row. I am accompanied by the panel of the Bridge Nation, Scott, and Real Chicken Nugget Chris. Guys, I am Casually FC. I am Marshall DPDX, and you know what to do. Listen, I looked over at the stats, guys. And the stats today showed that about 50% of you who watch are not subscribed. So listen, I got to go to Data MB. I got to go to StatMuse. I'm going to find the positive stats in this stream. And hopefully that means you guys subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, we're on our way to 5K. So help us out with achieving our goal. And if you don't want to subscribe, if you want to just watch and, you know, be in the background, one of those, you know, viewers, one of those casuals, we'll call you, then at least smash the like button. Helps us out tremendously. But yeah, ladies and gents, you already know how we do this. Check out the links in the description. Check out the memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. That helps us out tremendously as well. And just to get into it, because I'm sure we're excited to talk about a lot of things about this match and where we are in this top 5 race. Let's start off with the quick summary of the game. So, strong lineup with no Reece James, which I thought was interesting, but Lavia making his first start in God knows how long now. Good to see him starting and get a good amount of minutes in today's match. We saw Moises Caicedo inverting from the right back position as well, with the Noni actually playing on the left-hand side of the 2 wing positions with Neto on the right. Very interesting choice, very interesting lineup, as Enzo Maresca was not available to be on the sideline. We had Willy Caballero, our other bald and bearded manager of the day. And yeah, Enzo Maresca watching from the stands, from his prison, as some of the people were saying. But yeah, first half, we looked good, in my opinion. I think we were doing a good job of pressing. We were being aggressive. We were creating chances. We weren't letting them create many chances of their own. We did a pretty good job of smothering Everton for the most part. It was a little back and forth. We weren't doing so good of a job of keeping possession, but we were doing a good job of not letting them into our box too often or getting caught flat-footed. But it only took until the 27th minute for Nicholas Jackson, who earlier decided to pass the ball in a very similar position when I was thinking, why didn't he shoot? And he shoots, and it's a brilliant shot, and it hits the post, and then it goes in. Pickford cannot save it, and Chelsea are up 1-0. First time, I think, in a long time that we actually opened the game up with a goal, and we are leading the scorecard. A few other chances were created. Noni also had a cut inside to his right foot, his weaker foot, took a shot, and forcing Pickford to save it as well. A few other opportunities. We go into the second half. We come out. again, creating some chances. I think we had a chance where Cucurella shoots it. It bounces off. It actually ended up bouncing in front of Nicholas Jackson, who scored a second one. Unfortunately, it was offside. We made Pickford work, essentially. I believe, let's see how many shots we had. Let me just check. 7 shots on target. We were making Pickford work back there with 10 shots in total all game. And then Robert Sanchez, who the beginning of the match, I will say, I was worried he was trying to, you know, make the scorecard even by surrendering possession in very shaky moments, doing that Superman reach as we know him for doing so, and maybe fumbling it and being a little shaky. But gets a brilliant save from a shot that Beto gets. I think it's the best opportunity Everton had in the game at the time. Brilliant shot. I was worried it was going in. But I think that was the one that slightly deflected off Levi Colwell, who had a shaky game as well, I would say. He didn't really get in front of it as well as he should have. And then Beto gets a shot, forcing Sanchez to go down and save it. And then later on in the game, again, McNeil, I believe it was, goes for, I believe it was a volley. And I think it was a little bit of a for the camera, but regardless, the reaction to go on the opposite end of your momentum and save that shot from McNeil, another good save from Robert Sanchez, who did keep us in this game at times. But overall, I think this game was positive. I think overall this game, you know, there was some negatives we're obviously going to talk about, but overall this game, a good result for Chelsea going forward. Let's see what happens against Liverpool, who we're up against next. 1-0 for Chelsea, very much needed. I think even the crowd was on it today, to be honest. I think the crowd was very, very optimistic and very supportive of the boys today, which was what we needed. The football looked a lot better today. Some players that, you know, in the attack that we probably need to get a little bit more of improvement on. But other than that, I'm pretty content with the result. Real result and partially the performance as well, which is not something I think I would say at this point of the season. Real Chris. Real Chicken Nugget Chris.
I don't know why you say that.
Can I ask you why you call him Chicken Nugget?
It's stuck some time ago. I have to look back to the archives.
Has it really? Has it really?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's stuck personally. I'm not really getting it.
Listen.
It's a bit abusive, but I allow it.
Oh, okay, okay, you know what? Next time Ahmed says anything about sheep, I'm not going to defend you then. You know, you tell me. You want chicken nuggets or you want some sheep?
I mean, listen.
Is she on venison today?
The sheep
venison nuggets? Is that what you want?
The problem is the sheep.
No, I think it's just
the sheep don't make sense.
Marshall, venison isn't sheep.
Venison is sheep, yeah. Oh, I can't believe you said venison.
I forgot it's deer.
Marshall's living the Tony Soprano life, man. Marshall's living the Tony Soprano life.
You see? Never mind. You see, this is what I mean. Just let me say chicken nugget, Chris. I'll go back to the archives. I'll find the origin, okay? Chris, your analysis.
Like you said, I think, you know, again, the result was obviously good. We're getting like close to 160 points now. We're literally within Man City, Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest. But yeah, I thought there's a few people stepped up as well. Like I thought our midfield carried us, like definitely, like Caicedo, Enzo. I know Caicedo's at the right back, and going to the Reece James at right back, Marshall, is because Reece James started last game. That's why he didn't start today. We're doing one game off. But yeah, like
interesting. Okay.
Caicedo, Lavia. I thought Lavia played well. I mean, he looked a bit shaky at times, but like I thought Lavia held his own for the first game since I don't remember, to be honest. I don't think he started the game in a while. Nah, I agree. There's no negativities today for me, but yeah.
This got a dubbed on this one, bro. To be honest, this got a dubbed on. Legit.
Yeah, we definitely stayed alive, but yeah. I definitely say that, yeah. Like I thought Enzo definitely had a very good first half, but I felt like he definitely dropped off for me. He did get the assist to what's his name? Jackson. That goal as well. That shocked me because I didn't think Jackson.
Chalobah. It starts from a Chalobah tackle to Enzo quickly. We'll go over the goal. I have it in front of me.
Yeah, that was a brilliant tackle by Chalobah. I thought Chalobah again today as well was quite good. He was definitely
2 games in a row he's played well, right?
Yeah, he's definitely our best centre back today as well. Like Colwell, he's still a bit shaky. I don't think Colwell played like awful today, but like he was definitely looking a bit iffy like at times as well. Like he's getting spun at one point. But yeah, I thought Cucurella, like, you know, Cucurella is one of our top players as well, but Jackson, you know, like maybe this is the start of something. Jackson can start scoring for Chelsea as well, because it's been 13 games since Jackson scored. So the DROUGHT type of goal as well, like that maybe give him confidence. He looked relieved as well when he scored. He saw a celebration. It looked a bit relieved as well when he scored. But yeah, I'm happy we still got the points. We go like 4 more games now in the league. Is it 4 more games?
Yep.
Yeah. They are tough fixtures. This is our toughest. This is the 4 tough ones, like, you know, Newcastle, Liverpool, Man United, and Nottingham Forest. But like, we're getting confidence in there as well. We haven't lost in the last 5 games. We won our last 2 games. We ain't done that in a while, since like February, I think. So, yeah, it's a good result, and I feel like what it is as well. Like, it feels like, you know, when you're trying to win that Premier League, Chelsea getting those results. I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League, of course, but we're not even you know, in the title race no more. But yeah, like, we're just grinding out those results now, and it's pretty good. Our defensive structure is doing well, so hopefully we can just get the results as well. But yeah, the result today was great. I expected a win, but yeah, both keepers today as well was brilliant. Sanchez and Pickford. I thought Pickford maybe was a bit better, but like, Sanchez did get man of the match. But yeah, both keepers today were brilliant, and luckily Sanchez was on it, because Sanchez could you know, had one of those things where he fucks up, but credit to him, he did well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Chris, but he made me really nervous in the beginning of the game.
I mean, he does that all the time though. I think I've got used to it.
With I feel like on another day, I mean, we could start with Sanchez if you guys want to. I feel like on another day, the Sanchez collision with Mikolenko, on another day, that's a penalty for Sanchez. Don't you feel? And he also, on top of it, not only does he grab it, he dropped it before he ran into the player. No, I'm just saying on another day, I could see that being counted as a penalty against Sanchez. Really? I'd have to rewatch it, but like
I was
not convinced.
It just seemed like he fumbled it and then he called it again. He didn't seem like he.
The only way realistically that would be called as a pen is if like Mikolenko got to the ball first, right, and then Sanchez hit him like that. Does that make sense? Because then that's because remember Sanchez has got a good ball, he just got body in that case.
Yeah, but even then, like, imagine the play didn't stop. He drops the ball right after he caught it in that point. And I'm like,
but listen, you know, the reality is...
He makes me nervous, bro.
Well, listen, as Marshall has said to me before, we're maintaining his value. So,
we have maintaining his value. He kept a clean sheet, 2 brilliant saves, or whatever saves. Listen, I don't know if you want to gas it up, but... You know.
I like how you keep that going,
Listen, we got to maintain
It's working, though. Am I wrong, Chris?
Yeah, the £8 million we're going to be maintaining. Can't wait for, man. You know what I mean?
Am I wrong, Chris?
Let's escape the fact that we're going to be getting a heart attack.
10 million.
Chat, am I wrong? Isn't it helping his value?
We've lost money on him regardless. We paid 20 million. We're not getting that back.
Coin. Robert coin.
I just think I've got used to it though with Sanchez. Like when he dives out, he drops it. I don't really like panic as much. If it goes in, it goes in.
Who's juiced?
I'm watching the boxing, the main event.
You're such a fucking okay. Anyways,
can I talk about the game, Marshall?
Okay, I don't know. I didn't know if you want to watch your boxing or you want to talk about the game.
No, it's the main event one, and I can't lie to you, Marshall, man. The guy,
go talk about it before the main event starts. Go ahead.
No, the reason why the main event is going on right now, but it's on a break. But the reason why I was talking about him is because the guy's a former PED user. So and he's looking like those guys. You know, they're taking the story shot or like they just had a little bit of the little sniff. If you know what I mean. And then they're just looking crazy. That's what the black guy, it's like, something good, bro. There's no other way to put it, boy, me. But listen, at the end of the day, and I think I said this best, bro. Right now, bro, it's not about performances, bro. It's just about getting wins. We got the win. That's what matters. Hopefully, Jackson can get some confidence from scoring the goal. That's one of the main objectives. Hopefully, you want to hope for. The problem, I think, the first time, just to answer Chris's question, like I really don't think he trusts his weak foot. By the way, like he did not trust his weak foot. Jackson. That's why he didn't shoot the first time. If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that was a really good strike, though.
Because that was on his weak foot.
It was a
the second time, bro, was on his right. That was on his like a stronger foot, bro. So that was the main reason why, bro. So I just think for me, bro, at the end of the day, we got the win. That's what matters. We now move on to Liverpool, to a massive game. And like one thing I want to add, is that I think one of the things that we really saw today, is that, bro, Lavia Nation, bro, he's needed so much, bro, because
he's very crucial. I said this.
Like, but I agree with you. This is something I've agreed with you with, right? Like Lavia, bro, the way the thing is, yeah, Lavia allows us to be able to A press because he himself is press resistant, and B, right, yeah, his distribution, like in terms of passing it fast, finding where knowing what people are, is such a positive, bro. And I think the big problem that we've had a lot of the time throughout the season has been, yeah, that not necessarily like I said, has not been able to do that job for us, but the speed of play has not been that great either, right? So it's not helped us in that aspect at all. At the end of the day, boys, yeah, and I'm gonna put it like this, yeah, we got the win. Hopefully, Lavia is fit enough for Liverpool, which we needed for Liverpool. That's another must-win.
Do you think he's starting against Liverpool though?
Yeah. If he's fit, he will start again.
I mean, we shouldn't play him in that Conference League.
No one's playing him. Listen, I'm
I
telling you
hope we
Chris.
don't.
No
No,
one's
he's
playing.
not available for it. Yeah, he's not
Oh,
available
is
for
he not
Conference League.
available? Okay, then.
And also, B, remember, Conference League, yeah, realistically, I think we're playing away fast, right? So, if I'm the manager, I'm playing the weakest team possible for that Conference League game, bro. You just try to win at home.
Reece will play that one, though. I know
No.
that.
Don't even play Reece in that game, bro.
I feel like he should
He
try
will
to save
play.
Reece. He should try saving Reece. too.
Legit, bro.
He's gonna play Reece though.
You got Gusto.
It's too
Save-
important of a tournament. Like, here's the thing. I know we don't like. Oh, real quick on me before you go. I'm sorry. I know we don't like. 'Cause I thought about this today. I think he is going to play Reece as the captain and all that stuff because I think when it comes to players with experience, Reece knows how to play in these competitions. Reece knows what it's like to be in Europe. Reece knows what it's like to win a competition. And as much as we don't want to take it seriously, it's a trophy. These players need to play for a trophy.
No.
I do think he's going to put his best foot forward.
He knows how.
No. For me, it's not about taking it now or not seriously. For me, it's about we should be trying to win this in the second leg. Just leave the draw even. I'm not even saying don't
I
go
can see
just
that, yeah.
right. So I'm saying try to play as weak of a team as possible, making sure none of your main stars play, bro. Right? That's what I'm asking for personally. So
You can play like Augusto, but then again, he might play left back.
At the same
Augusto
time,
is injured.
alternatively, one of my boys did make this point, and I think it's a fair point. Maybe we also want the team to get reps, right? If these guys can get some reps, continue to get on some level of winning run before Liverpool.
Yeah, but Lavia's not available for
I'm
Conference
not
League.
talking Liverpool. It's not about Lavia.
I think he is.
No,
No, he's not in the roster, I don't think.
I think it's Fafana's not on the roster, no? I thought it was
Fafana
him.
and him are not on the roster.
definitely
I'll check
Lavia
right
is,
now
because
while you're
Lavia's
talking
been
about it.
injured the
Sorry.
whole season.
Well, irregardless, whoever isn't on the on. My point is, yeah. Listen, we need to save these guys for Liverpool and try to make sure that these guys are ready, bro. That's all it is. But listen, end of the day, we got the win, and that's what matters. And you know what? I'm gonna get ahead of the curve right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get
Yeah,
ahead
he's
of the
not
curve.
in it, guys.
Yeah.
I promised you guys that, you know, if Enzo got the same GNA as Gallagher, that I would say that I am wrong, and the British nation, he doesn't lie. I am wrong. And
Go
you
on,
know
please
what?
give that up now. It's over.
W Enzo Fernandez, man. Credit where credit is true.
Clip it.
Well, I already said it. So why am I still full screen?
No, just one more time.
I don't need to clip it. It's already clippable.
Okay,
Let's go
I'll go
back
back.
to
I'll go back.
Yeah, see?
I'll do the hard miles, guys. Just like Enzo.
Listen again. I promise you that I would say that when listen, I'm not one of those guys, man. I don't waffle. I don't hide. I don't escape the thingy. And now I can't. That can now, yeah. If anyone else tries to come into the stream, try to any of that work nonsense, we can say that it's already finished. Thank you very much.
Who's your next agenda? I'm curious. Like, who's Ahmed's next target?
I've got an agenda already loaded. Just for you, Chris, man. So
You can put it in the Discord, by the way, Curry. There's a section for clips.
Like Kukavere to
and
Enzo.
receipts.
Like, I'm thinking, who's the next good player you got to target?
It's probably gonna be.
It's probably going to be Andre Santos.
I love Andre
I
Santos.
can
That's
see
my
that.
guy. Andre Santos is my guy. How can I hate on the guy that?
Or it'll be Esteval. They might be Esteval.
Esteban, maybe, yeah.
You know what it'll be? It'll be Isugo. Because I like Isugo.
Oh, come on!
Because I like Isugo. Yeah, exactly. I hit the money on the mark. It might be Tosin, but we would all agree.
It's rubbish,
Cole,
bro.
we would
Everyone
also
knows
agree
it's
too.
Tosin, man.
We would also agree with
He's
him too.
average, yeah.
Okay, let me play the goal for you guys, so we can go over this. And Scott, you feel free to give us your thoughts on
Wait,
this.
what's
But
it?
this is the goal. So this is the part where obviously one thing I'll explain, and Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this analysis, but for those of you who maybe when I said and when Ahmed agreed with me, and maybe a few of us said that Lavia is like a really important piece to this puzzle. The thing that Ahmed said, which was with the press, one thing that Lavia allows is that Everton was constantly on their half of the pitch for the majority of the game. And that's because they couldn't get past Lavia. And whenever they would try to play around Lavia, you had Caicedo here just doing his best N'Golo Kante impression on the right. And then you had Cucurella here, who's been brilliant in, dispossessing and tackling the opposition. So you basically had a three-man wall defending Colwell and Chalobah in the back. And Chalobah also, in my opinion, had a brilliant performance. Lavia being as solid as he is defensively allows him to go up the pitch. Dispossesses, I don't know who this is. I forget the name of the player. Beto?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was Beto. You're right. Already predicts that he's going to go on his right. This possesses him, and Enzo is there to pick off the pass. You see two players pressing him. And then this allows us, since we're already at the attacking third of their pitch, it quickly allows us to transition into the attack where Nicholas Jackson is already in an attacking position. I think Nicholas Jackson was smart enough to understand he's on his own here. So he takes the shot, which he didn't take earlier in the same position. And it's a brilliant goal. I mean, Scott, is that pretty much spot on?
Yeah, like I think it's something we haven't seen a lot this season, just from the whole team in general. Like we haven't seen a lot of our defenders doing that in terms of catching the other team up high, like pressing them and winning the ball back. Like too many times we've seen it where they, like that ball goes in. Like we saw it against, funnily enough, we saw the exact same thing happen, but the kind of reverse of it, like the worst case scenario against City. Colwell steps up to Haaland, but doesn't make the challenge, doesn't get ahead of him. Haaland's able to hold the ball up, and because Cole stepped up, and I think Chalobah was out of position as well, like they're in behind and they score.
We don't have a Lavia that can recover in that instance, do we? I don't think Lavia was available for that City game, right?
No, I don't think he was. Not that City game.
Yeah.
But then also, like, because we've done that, we're then up high, and it's a quick one pass into Jackson. He's got the time, and he does something he doesn't really do that often, which is shoot from outside the box. And it was a very nice goal, and I thought it was nice to see Jackson get that goal. It's nice to see him, start to get back, well, not get back, but just start to like affect the game a bit more. Like you could see after he scored, there was a bit more confidence to his game. There's still stuff missing, but there was more confidence than before the goal. So yeah, like I think it was good, and honestly, like across the whole game, I thought it was a very good performance. Like I really don't have any negatives to say because this is a team in Everton that doesn't concede a lot of goals. They don't really concede a lot of chances, I don't think, and we didn't create too many clear chances. But like that, I'm not mad about that. And yeah, and then like I thought we handled it. We defended well in the moments where we did defend it well. Sanchez was there to finally decided to show up and actually have a good game for once, which was nice to see. And honestly, like he might be man of the match for me, just based on that second half performance.
Even for you.
Yeah, like based on that second half performance, I think without him in that second half, like we don't walk away with a win.
You're not wrong.
I thought he was very good. Like I'll say when he's good. I might think he's a shit player, but I'll say when he's good. And yeah, like we just need more of these. Like I was saying this on Lewis's stream. Like if we'd have had more of these type of results, we'd be so much higher up. And this is where you can't blame the attack and you can't blame the strikers because. Like that Fulham game where we lost 2-1, that should have been a 1-0 win. That should have been a 1-0 win, and we take it home. And yeah, we're annoyed, but maybe we didn't score more goals, but we got the 3 points and we move on. Like this is like that. It just hasn't happened enough, and I think that's been an issue with the defense that we've had over the season, and it's an issue I don't think we're closer to fixing. In terms of from a personnel standpoint.
But go ahead.
But yeah, it's just got to be something, like I said, that we fix and try and move forward with going forward.
Well, in the Ipswich game, though, Scott, obviously because we bowled the goals like that, we've been pretty good defensive here. Like we kept clean sheet against Tottenham, right? And the Leicester, I know it's Leicester, obviously, and did we keep clean sheet against Southampton recently as well?
Yeah,
And then
yeah, we
Everton
did.
today as well. And we only conceded one against Fulham, and they barely. I know the goal we made that mistake, but they barely had any shots on our goal, and that's like the least they had all season. I hear anyway at home. Like our defense lately just seems to be stronger for some reason. Without Fofana, I mean, we still got Colwill. I don't know if it's just the structure, how like the manager set it up, but like if it's any different, it doesn't look any different. But maybe it's just like how we set up systemly. Like we've been pretty good defensively. It's been saving us, I think.
I don't think our defense is better. Like I think it's more down to the teams we face. Like we conceded against Fulham, we conceded 2 against Legia Warsaw. Obviously, we conceded 2 against Ipswich, conceded against Arsenal, conceded against Copenhagen, conceded 2 against Villa, conceded 3 against Brighton. Like, our defense has never really gotten better, and it's never really been great. Like it's been okay, but it's never really been great across the season. But I think it's just a case of like, I think we're at the stage where we can see the issue is not I don't think the issue is a tactical setup. Like I think sometimes that we do get caught out from because of the tactic, like the way we set up. But I think it's so much more as just personnel. Like
yeah.
I think that's just the issue. Is the personnel that we have.
We are like,
and I'm glad you said that because
defensively in the league, though, right? I know that's probably just saying how bad the league is this season,
but Chris, I would think that going to what Scott's saying, right? If we had done the proper recruitment, which is why, again, I emphasize. Hold on, I emphasize that next summer is super important in terms of how and what we're gonna do in terms of recruitment. If what is supposed to happen actually happens, which if Kendry Paez is as good as he actually is, and it doesn't go to Strasbourg, I know there's rumors that he might go to. He's probably being planned to go to Strasbourg. It's not been confirmed, but rumors have you believe that it's very likely he is going to go to Strasbourg. But let's just play the hypothetical game. If he stays, he's supposed to be the backup to Enzo, right? If Santos stays, he's supposed to be the backup to Lavia. And if Isugo stays in the team, which I think the plan is to keep him in the team, he's supposed to be the backup to Moises. Yeah. So it's one of those situations where, like, if we have proper recruitment, proper rotation, we can keep these players fit. And if a profile like Lavia, which today I think a lot of it happens very much like what Scott was saying with personnel, because of a profile of Lavia that you have in the midfield, we play like this. We look a little bit better. We look a little bit like the team we saw earlier in the season. And I think when you have another profile that can fill in when he's not available, you can continue this type of play. You can continue this type of football. That's personally how I feel. I agree with Scott. I think it's a personnel thing.
I think
when Lavia's not there, who else plays like Lavia? It's, you know, you're kind of struggling to find something like Lavia.
No,
he's not like Lavia though.
He's nothing like Lavia.
No. But I think like with our defensive recruitment, we just need a backup left back because like we've got no one to Cucurella. I think we still got our 2 right backs, Gusto, and Reece James, and even if you want to play Caicedo at right back, you just need that other centre back, a good centre back next to Colwill or something, or Chalobah if we keep Chalobah for next season. I don't know. Like I don't think we need like 2 really good centre backs. I think we could be okay with a Colwill. With another good centre back.
I need at least 1 good centre back.
No, I said no. Sorry, I said we need 1 at least good defender.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I'm fine with just 1, and I think our recruitment's good for that. We just need to get like a striker, a winger, and that's about it really, roughly. Like,
this is. I mean, we were just talking about Robert Sanchez, right? And I think we should highlight some of his moments today. He doesn't very often get the spotlight, and very often we don't get to really speak highly of him. So I think today is one of those days that why not? Let's kind of give him a little bit of his flowers, because I think, like Scott said, and even Scott admitted, his man of the match in the second half. We don't stay in this game without performances like his. This was the first save against Beto. Noni misses the ball right here, and I think Noni had a great performance in general. But we'll go over Noni's performance.
Shot?
Beto shot, the low-driven shot.
Colwill caused that as well, as I remember.
Yeah, and I wanted to get on that too. Which right here we have, Lavia just doesn't get there. Maybe if he's more fit, he gets there. But Colwill here is the part that like. It's kind of confusing what he's thinking, I think he's trying to block the pass,
Yeah.
but I think the player sees where his momentum is taking him and passes it behind him. Just misses the ball here. I don't know. Do you guys think he probably should have read that better?
It's hard to say. I don't know if I really like blame Cole. I don't know if it's just unlucky timing of like when it hit because he was obviously running. He probably should have tracked this runner better though. I would say like he wasn't really paying attention where his runner was. It didn't seem, but yeah, like
Beto takes this like almost first time, dude.
That's the only thing I'd say. Like Cole should have done. Like him, like hitting his back of his leg. That just happens. I feel, but like him tracking the runner wasn't obviously that great. And it almost caused the goal. But you got lucky because Sanchez was on it today. Like that's that's probably the best save of the game, I think, because how fast.
I agree.
That was.
I thought this was a good save. I think this is the better.
I'm not saying the other save wasn't great. The other save was
no,
great.
I know.
But the low driven shots are really hard to save. I think so. Yeah, like that's an amazing save. I'm surprised he saved it. I thought it was in. I was looking at the net.
Yeah, I thought we conceded at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you. And yeah, so he makes this brilliant save. I think Levi Cole in general today probably not a. It was an okay game. It was 50-50.
I thought it was okay.
Like moments like this that annoyed me. He looked a little shaky. Chalaba, I think, was a dominant performance today, back to back.
His positional awareness was really good, I thought, today.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I say about Chalaba. Chalaba always seemed like in the right places and like just knew where to be. Cole, on the other hand, he just seemed a bit new to it.
And again, it's one of those that like I think Lavia gives you that confidence to step up to the plate and take the chance at tackling high up the field, and that way we get those turnover possessions up the field. We're already in there attacking third, bing bang boom, one pass and you're already there, you know. And that's how the goal happens as well. Which, did I go over the goal? I did, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did go over the goal with you guys. Yeah. One more thing, a few more things on Jackson here that I wanted to point out. And I think this is good to see from someone his age. Also, I mean, let's be honest. It's his first goal of the year, 2025. He's been scoreless since December, which it's annoying.
Down to injury, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it, a good portion of it because of injury, but also, you know, wish he was scoring much sooner. But hey, a lot of us on the space have been saying we need Lavia and Palmer to step up, or not Lavia, I'm sorry, Jackson and Palmer to step up in these games specifically, because and especially the last 4 games, because we need to try to get wins out of those last 4 games. And hopefully this is a sign of Jackson doing his part. Like, hey, I'm gonna score a goal. I'm gonna play my part in helping out the team. And so, with that being said, Jackson has now scored 36 league goals combined for Villarreal and Chelsea. Today is the first time he has scored a league goal from outside the box. Good for him. We need more outside the box shots. We need more shooting from a distance. Enzo's like one of the only ones, and Palmer, who hasn't been very successful lately, is one of the only ones that really shoot outside the box.
Hey,
Cucurella took a shot outside the box today too. Yeah. Our next game is against United, not Liverpool. I'm sorry.
No,
or is it Liverpool?
It is Liverpool. You're right.
No, it's Liverpool, then it's Newcastle, then it's United. Then it's Forest.
Okay. I was going to say, because I was thinking today too, right? Because we're looking at the rest of the race, or the rest of the fixtures that we have in this race. You need to take shots outside the box. Why? Because we are going to go up against Nonana soon. And United, listen,
Hey.
I wasn't very optimistic about it, but we could get a win, and we should get a win.
We have a man for someone who shoots outside the box. Cucurella.
If we play like we play today against United, we can win. We just need to be more clinical, and we need to take shots outside the box because we're not. Go ahead, CP.
I've been calling it that we're gonna win against United since weeks ago. This is the worst, and we keep on saying, oh, every year we Chelsea fans keep saying it's the worst. Yeah, they've never been 14th in the history of the Premier League.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they look like
they could drop because the way Wolves are doing. By the time we play them in 3 weeks' time, Wolves could be higher than them because Wolves are on a 6-game run now of winning.
Did they win today? Did they even play today?
Yes, they won 3-0. 3-0.
Good for Wolves, man. God damn.
Yeah, and I completely disagree with Ahmed 100% on that take about us starting a weaker squad this week. Because I don't mind if we lose to Liverpool. I'd rather do what we did against the Legia Warsaw, where in the first leg we won 3-0. So in
Yeah.
the second leg we can bench. You know why? Because the week after Liverpool is the game that actually fucking matters, which is Newcastle. Because
I
that's a
agree.
6-pointer. So play the strongest, not the strongest, but you know what I mean. Not
A strong team.
a strong team. Get the 3-0 lead. If we draw against Liverpool or lose, that's fine. But get the strongest team you can for Newcastle.
Hey,
If we
even
can
if
get
we
3
get a draw
points-
against Liverpool, I'd be pretty content. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
I just don't want to
want
lose
even a
anymore.
point. Yeah. But even if
Liverpool's
we
the
lose,
easier game.
Liverpool would
Yes,
be the
but
easier
the-
game, you're saying?
because they're
Two,
saying
yeah.
they would be the beach. They would be at the beach.
I would hope they're being at the beach. Mo Salah would be the only one probably reacting because
Yeah,
he probably wants to break some records. But yeah.
But yeah, so I'm expecting a draw.
Uh-huh.
But we need to have our strongest squad ready for Newcastle. So get the lead in the first leg.
I agree. I agree with that, and that's why I think like for bear with me here. I gotta look up what's the team name.
What?
Jurgen.
Djurgården.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So against Djurgården, I would hope. I personally think what's going to happen is we're going to see Reece play and start. We're going to see Palmer start. We're probably going to see.
I'm
Honestly,
saying
Tyreek would probably start. I could see it being a midfield pivot of. You think KDH and Reece again?
Yeah, probably.
could be.
Yeah, because KDH came on for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes today. He's fully rested.
Yeah.
Joe Cole
especially if
making
we're
weird
gonna-
side comments about his thighs, by the way. Pause, Joe Cole. But
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
if we're gonna do the kind of Caicedo inverting thing and try to get the midfield for Liverpool.
that
then
would
yeah,
be
you can
Action
play Reece
Pong's
James.
role, yeah.
Yeah, so you can play Reece James in the middle and put Josh as the right center back.
Yeah. I think get a result, exactly. I mean,
Just get a
I
3-0
agree.
chill.
Get a 3-0, then be the fortress back at home.
I'm talking about the Conference League.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So then we could be fit enough for Newcastle. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Newcastle's one we need to get a result. And if you did watch the Ipswich game today, listen, Newcastle's there to be
First
had
half,
at.
so
They lost
Newcastle
4-1
is there
Villa
to be
too.
had at.
They lost 4-1. They're not like
And
that.
they lost
bad
4-1 to
either.
Villa. Yeah, and Villa, again, a team Villa that just lost to Man City. You know? And a city side, by the way, ladies and gents, that just barely got away with a win against that Villa side. It was Villa, right? That I'm thinking about?
Yep. And then 90
Yeah.
something minute. Yeah.
It was gonna be both of them dropping points, and it would favor us. But listen, City is doing okay. They're going on a bit of a late run, but they're not unstoppable, and they're going to probably try their damnedest to win against Forest in the FA Cup. They might be tuckered out by then. I don't know. Who knows?
If
They
I
have
guess,
something to play
Pep
for.
rotates. Still.
Against in the FA Cup against Forest. You don't think he plays the
It's
strongest
not
team?
final.
I mean, he has Wolves after that. Wolves could get a result. You never know.
I feel like he rotate with a bunch of players.
No, I think Wolves can get a result. They'll be on a 7-game winning streak by then.
Dude, Cunha is feeling himself. Pause.
Wait, what is Wolves' form? Is it like 5 wins still in a row?
6 games in a row.
Six
Oh.
games. It'll be 7 before they face City.
Fucking we're not facing Wolves. We'd have got our asses handed to us. like,
Mhm. The
Yeah,
form
we
they're
did the
in.
double against this Wolves. This is the same. This Wolves just beat Leicester,
But that's
just
the
beat
form thing,
United,
the form,
just
their form
beat
changes.
Tottenham, Ipswich, West Ham. Relatively easy teams, to be honest.
I was gonna say, literally none of those teams are.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they beat Man United, right?
City is their toughest.
Yeah, but like
opposition.
Man United are shit. It's just the thing is we never beat them.
But
Like,
we
yeah.
did
it's the
beat
same
Well,
thing
last
as
season happened, but
Last
but, you
season.
know.
It's the same.
That was
It's
a
the same
miracle.
thing as the
Cole
Ipswich
Palmer
thing. Like,
magic, man.
Ipswich
We need to
Ipswich
again.
rolled over for every single team they faced outside of us.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, that's just what it is. Like, you have your bogey teams or you have your form or whatever. Like, you just take it game by game. And Chelsea, I mean, we got Liverpool, and hopefully, I'm begging they beat Tottenham tomorrow because I don't want Liverpool to go to our ground and have ambition to win the trophy at our ground.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
I would take.
I don't care. Just draw.
I would take the clapping. Like, wait, just clapping with your hands, like, just yeah. I
Guard
just
of
do
honor.
that. Yeah, like guard of honor.
I mean,
yeah.
you already know they have they won it, right? Like as
They're
long
not
as they
still
don't lose
confirmed.
tomorrow, we're giving them the guard of honor.
Yeah, I take that. I give that. I take the guard of honor over them
Who are they
winning
up
the
against,
ground.
guys? I forgot who they're up against.
They're against
Who?
Tottenham. They're against Tottenham.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
Spurs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a for
so
sure win. Yeah.
just don't lose.
Built that house.
I feel like we do
Yeah.
have winnable games. I still think Man United's a winnable game. I still think if push comes to shove and we need those points that day against Nottingham Forest, we will treat it like a final and like go and win that game. Hopefully, I pray to God we will.
I think Nottingham Forest is our best chance of winning a game of those four.
Yes,
No, I say United
in a
still.
sense.
I'm not worried.
We should beat Man United though.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, cool. We should beat them every single season, and we don't. So
No.
Last season happened, but
Well, we
okay,
beat him
we're
last
not
season
that
at
never
home.
happened.
yeah, we beat them last season, which is the second time in 15 games.
Yeah, I know, but like it's
Still
it
beat
could
them.
change from there.
Still beat
like,
the
we could win
curse.
again.
We'll be
But-
there. Do you care though? Who will be there?
We'll be there when we beat the curse.
Like we used to
Again.
beat Arsenal. We used to beat Arsenal ass all the time, and then they had to beat us the first time, right? Before they went on a run. So
Yeah.
same thing could have happened too.
I expect nothing less
I'm
than
not
a
scared
win
of that
still though.
team. I'm not scared.
I know that the record like is bad, but like we did actually win last season in a weird way, scoring 2 goals like in 2 minutes. But like, yeah, like this season, like Man United's been even worse.
This player specifically is why I feel that we have a good shot against.
Give Reece James a free kicks against Onana. Give Reece James
Please,
free kicks.
we need to. What's up,
Bro,
Pete?
we also have
we
a
need
shit.
to-
Hang on. We also have a shit keeper. Like, yes, he had a
That's
good
true.
game today, but he has been shit. Our defense
Mhm.
also isn't great. We're also spotty going forward. Like,
But if we have Lavia, I have a lot more confidence that we won't expose Sanchez to too many shots. Like we'll control the midfield.
They have
That's
one
how I
good
feel
attacker.
about
That's
it.
about it. Like Bruno, but like
Which game are you guys talking about?
United.
You guys understand, like, this could be cooked by the time we get to that game, right?
technically,
Hopefully
yes.
not. Yeah,
No,
I get
though,
that.
like, if we don't win either of our next 2 games, what happens in that game probably doesn't matter.
Well, I was going to say, I think Forest have, after they play Brentford, they have either Southampton or Leicester
Away,
with
they
3
have
points.
Palace
No,
away,
Forest of Crystal Palace.
then they're playing
They have
Leicester.
Brentford. They have Brentford
Then
next.
they have Leicester afterwards.
Yeah, then they have Brentford, then Palace, then
Well,
They have
they're
West
getting
Ham
3
away.
points against- they're getting 3 points against Leicester, so that means they're ahead of us.
yeah, but that's the same week we're playing United.
Like Newcastle. By the way, Newcastle have a bit of
No,
a tricky
sorry, this is
fix.
the week
They have
after, my
like
bad.
they have Brighton. They have
They,
like
um,
they have
we play
us and they
Newcastle.
have Arsenal.
Chris, they
Newcastle,
also have 2
sorry,
more
yes.
points than we do and a better goal difference.
Sorry.
They have 2 more points than we do and a better goal difference. You guys have to look at the table. You got to look at fixtures, and we got to start counting wins for teams. Like
I
even
mean,
if
2 points is not exactly like
it's
miles
a
ahead. Though.
huge difference, Chris. There's 4 games left. It's a huge difference. What do you mean 2 points is not that much?
And I told you that run. They have like they have Arsenal. Is that not
We need,
droppable
we need
points?
Brighton. So what we're saying is we need Brighton to do
And
something.
they have
Newcastle
us.
fixtures.
Hopefully, we can show up in that game.
Pull up Newcastle's fixtures. So it's Brighton away, it's us at home, it's Arsenal
sorry.
away, and they have
Yeah,
Everton
yeah.
at home.
Yeah,
If Newcastle win their 2 home games, which is entirely within the realm of possibility, let's be serious, that's 68 points. For us to get 68 points at least, we would either need 2 wins and 2 draws or 3 wins of our last 4 games.
And this is what I'm saying. We of the 4 games we have left, we play 2 teams who have a historically shit record against, like a terrible record. We then have 2 away games against Newcastle and Forest, who we're literally fighting with that position.
Yes.
It's not great.
It's
It's not great, but it's also not bad. Like it's not as bad as people make it seem.
out of the 6 teams, so out of the top 6, excluding Villa from this conversation, right? So out of the 4 teams competing for these 3 spots, I think the worst position is our position, bearing in
Yes.
mind the fixtures.
Well, depending on tomorrow, Forest game, but yeah.
oh, we have the hardest
Yeah,
fixture. Yeah, I do agree
It's
with
not
that.
just that. Like Forest have 3 home matches, So like, let's say Forest beat Brentford.
Isn't Forest not as good home though this season? Or am I thinking of another team?
I'm thinking about Brentford
and beat Leicester, right?
Yeah, maybe.
That gives them 66 points. Let's say they get a single point against West Ham. If we win 2 games, like say we beat Liverpool and United, let's be optimistic, right? We beat Liverpool, we beat United, we lose at Newcastle. Going into that final game, away to Forest, we would need a win to leapfrog them. Basically, they'd be in a situation, if they keep a clean sheet, they go to the Champions League. Like, we're not going to be in a position in the final day where, like, we've either qualified or we're probably just going to be needing 1 point to make it. Like, we're in a position where we probably have to go there and win to get this done. Unless they just completely fall off in the 4 games before they play us. That's my only thought. Like, I think we're in the worst position here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
being like pessimistic. This is just looking at the fixture.
I think it's very, very likely Forest can drop points to Brentford. Even if it's just a draw.
I was going to say that's what I was going to say. Do you think when you say drop points, you mean draw? Or look, like even a draw takes them above us.
Even a draw takes us above us. It takes them above us, right? And then if we can get a draw against, because here's the thing, I think Forest have to face us, so there is a possibility we can beat them. I don't think they're unbeatable.
Again, that's at their home ground.
Yeah. I understand
We've
that.
won 1 away game since the start of the year, by the way.
Yeah. I understand that.
It's lucky we're home against Liverpool though.
Newcastle's another one that I could potentially see them dropping points. It depends on what mood they're in. They're not as
Brighton.
They're up against Brighton, which I think that's a win for them.
Then they play us.
Then they play us, which
Arsenal.
We are away. That game's gonna be.
I think Arsenal they could lose.
Newcastle, they could also drop points against us, or we could beat them. I think it could happen.
I have not considered that possibility. I don't even think it's worth considering that.
Where the fuck is?
I take a draw against.
I think our biggest challenge is Forest. I think Newcastle will get the wins they need. Like, I think Forest are the biggest challenge we're going to have, and
but Newcastle are up against Arsenal.
We would have to, even if they drop points to Brentford. Let's say they get a draw. I think they're guaranteed 3 points against Leicester. That means we would need to make up 5 points. 4 points. We would have to win one of the next 4 games and then also get a draw, which is probably possible.
If I'm looking at Forest's fixtures, right?
I mean,
let's be honest. Palace's league form has been complete dog shit lately because they know they have an FA Cup final. Who's to say Forest can't go to Selhurst Park and win? Like,
has it been shit? I mean, yes. I feel like Crystal Palace was okay recently.
Look at their form in the league. Ignore that FA Cup result. Look at their form in the league. It's not good.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Their form is
lost and a draw. They drew against Arsenal. Well, Arsenal aren't really trying.
Yeah, sure, but like my point is, it's not like that's a definite loss for Forest by any means. So really, if you look at their fixtures, they have Brentford at home. They travel to Palace. They host Leicester, who are like historically poor, and then they go to West Ham, who are also very bad. Like, we might be if we lose at Newcastle, we might be in a situation where that last game just like doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I think if we lose to Newcastle, Newcastle is already qualified.
I'll be next week. I don't see us beating the crown champions unless they're just hilariously hungover.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Man City in the final of FA Cup. They look like they was a hangover.
That's true, but like just because that happened for them, I just cannot see us benefiting in that way. I don't know. I could be wrong. I would love to.
Yeah.
But to me, like for us to make it, we would have to draw against Liverpool, draw against Newcastle. We'd have to win our last 2 games, and 68 points is enough for 5th place.
I do
But I
think
do
there's a
think-
possibility we can win at home against Liverpool though, if they win tomorrow. Like their heads will be in the
What
beach
do you
as well.
think?
I'm not just saying they
But
might
I'm
not
not-
go party and drunk. Their
I'm
heads
not-
might be on the beach at that point.
I'm
Like,
not
they
even
wanna
looking at Liverpool though, because even with Liverpool, with my calculations, I'm expecting a loss, right? Because it's still they're just a better side than us. Let's
They
just
are
be
better.
real.
Look at Liverpool as a winnable game more
Yeah.
so than Newcastle, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
But
think
ain't
Liverpool.
Liverpool been
know.
dropping points lately?
I don't know. I feel like
No,
Newcastle.
I definitely have.
On the record at St. James's Park is diabolical, right?
Yeah, I know. We don't have the best record, but we have won there. It's not the best, but there's a chance. And I know this
We also
Newcastle team have
lost
been up and down.
4-1 last season. And like,
Oh, our record against Liverpool in general is not
Four.
great.
Newcastle.
No, Newcastle, Cross. Newcastle.
Oh, my bad.
yeah, like
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I think we should be looking at this Liverpool game as a better source of points than Newcastle away. But that's
I want to
just-
draw against Newcastle, but I think
But the way I'm seeing it, Pete, though, is that I think Newcastle is a key game that if we do manage to win, then it's Newcastle against Arsenal, which that could end up being a draw. And Everton
Marshall.
isn't an easy matchup either, and that could end up being a draw for Newcastle, and then they drop out of the race.
Why are you?
Marshall.
So why are you even
Just
looking
to
at Newcastle and not looking at like Forest, for example?
I'm looking at both of them
Marshall,
because I think Forest is I think
Marshall,
you
the
can
last-
win that too.
By the way,
I'm
the
sorry,
last time
just
we
to
won
make it simple. I'm sorry, just to make it simple, guys. I think for me, the way I see it is we lose to Liverpool, we get a scrappy win against Newcastle, we win against United, and then we get another win against Nottingham Forest.
So you think we finished with 69 points and winning our last 3 games to make it?
I do believe it's very possible.
I think
But
it's
do
more
you
realistic.
think that's happening? Yes or no?
The Newcastle one is the only one that really stumps me. I do think we can beat like Forest. I think it's very possible to beat Forest. I think it's very possible to beat United. The Newcastle one, that's the one I can't really tell you for certain if it's going to happen.
By
or
the
not.
way, we haven't beat Newcastle away for nearly 4 years.
Yeah, I thought so. It's been
Yeah,
a while.
Nearly 4 years. It's
You
just
know,
been 3
like-
years.
Got bought by the Saudis.
It was October 2021 was the last time we beat them at
That
home.
was right before they got bought by the
Straight
Saudis.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know, man. I think we finished
That's
on
my prediction.
7 and we don't make it.
What do you think we finished in 7th?
No,
67.
67 points and we don't make it.
Oh,
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
that
don't
could
know about the
wait,
points.
so
but I agree. I don't think we
you think, wait, 67? I feel like that could be enough though. For top 5.
Chris, we just talked about it, but we can talk about it again. Because I think we draw against Liverpool. I think we go up north and lose, and I think we win our last 2 games.
Damn,
Oh no,
I think we beat.
non-force have a
Everton.
game in hand. Okay.
So
Forest
I
are
think
playing
that's-
tomorrow.
That's so. If we lose to Newcastle, they're at the very least at 65. So you're essentially looking at games away to Brighton and at home against Everton. They're winning one of those games, so they would be at 68, right?
Yes,
That's
I do
what-
believe Newcastle will at least end on 67 or
Do
higher.
I think Man City are winning at least 2 of their last 4 games? Yes, I do, because I'm not an idiot. So they're at
Mhm.
67. They've got a better goal difference than we do slightly already. So like that doesn't bode well for us either. Really, it's just going to come down to us and Forest, in my opinion. But I think Forest get enough points to get this over the line before they play us.
I have to see. what
I
they do.
think-
Yeah,
I
you
feel
know,
it's like-
can I make my can I just give my 2 pence on this quickly? I think for me, the problem you're gonna have if you're Chelsea right now is that the Nottingham Forest game, regardless of anything, is gonna have to be a must-win on the final day of the
That has
season,
to- yeah.
right? But then the last 3 remaining games, you look at Liverpool, United, and then I think the other game is Newcastle, correct? So
Yeah.
those 3 games, right? Yeah, is it possible for us to get at least 2 wins and 1 draw? And I think for me, it's very hard for me to be able to see that happening because that's probably what the
I don't think we
ideal.
would need 7 points from 3 games, though. I think we'd only need 6 to stay alive.
All right, even 2 wins, like it's the
Yeah, I don't
median-
think
yeah,
wins either. I hear your point.
yeah.
I'm assuming we find a way to just finally beat United comfy. But I don't think we win either of those other 2 games.
Because Newcastle
Mhm.
away, bro, we've only won there on, but it was once in recent times, and that was with a
Oh,
Reece
man,
James.
it was October
2021 in
2021.
October.
Yeah, it was
the
a
last
Reece
time
James
we-
hat trick.
In the
The
last
Reece
2
James hat trick, yeah. I remember.
Reece James's
Yeah.
Park.
But yeah, like that's why for me I just don't see us getting there, because we'd have to, like, this team would have to do things that better teams have done in terms of going to teams and winning, or facing teams and winning. And then again, we're back to the same of like relying on other teams. Like, we just had to work it out. We're relying on like Palace for that game at the end of the season to even matter. We're having like Palace need to beat Forest.
We're relying on mid-table teams and relegated teams to take points off Forest, so our game even matters. That's
and I'll be honest, what sucks about this is like Coco's spitting. Like, all of this comes down to, if you just do your job when you're meant to do it against Ipswich twice. We dropped 4 points against Ipswich. Those 4 points, if we had them, we're not worrying about these last games. If we had those last 4 points, where are we? Bring up the table, Marshall.
Even if we had 2 more points,
would have 66, right?
We'd have 64 points.
Oh no, yeah, you said
we would be third. We would be third. We would be 4 points above the line.
Even if we had 2 more points, would it be worth it?
We would literally need to get probably 3 draws in our last 4 games, which is we can easily do, and we're top 5. If you just beat Ipswich twice, all you have to do is beat Ipswich twice, and we're not having this conversation.
Even if we just had 2 more points, we just beat Ipswich at home, and we were going into this probably only needing 2 wins and a draw to be able to make this happen. You would be looking at United and Forest at home as like, hey guys, if we can't get wins with all the money on the table, we don't deserve to make it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at Forest now, one game I'm looking at in particular where I'm expecting they could potentially drop. Well, Brentford, for one, is one they can drop points in.
I have to watch see that how that
Brentford
game goes.
away is better than Brentford at home.
I'll be real.
Let's see what happens.
That Brentford game is the only game I'm expecting them to maybe drop points in.
I think Crystal Palace will surprise you. I really do.
I disagree, dude.
I do think Crystal Palace.
The masterclass, I see it.
I mean, they could crumble. They lost to Everton.
Crystal Palace have had a weird season where sometimes they do fantastic. They have their fantastic
They're in an FA
form.
Cup final, man. I promise they don't care about these Prem matches.
Yeah, I mean, they're in the FA Cup semifinal that they're playing tomorrow, right? Is that tomorrow they're playing?
Yeah, it says tomorrow right there.
So I guess to an extent, it actually depends on this result, right? Because if they... Oh, but you think, Pete, do you think that if they lose it, they just go on the beach? They don't even care for the rest of the season?
Do I think Forest go on the beach? No.
Palace.
The FA Cup
final already. They're on the beach until the final.
Oh, yeah, they are.
When is the
Okay,
FA Cup
shit.
final?
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized it.
Guys, Palace won't win another Premier League match. They will not.
Probably
Their
not,
last win was God knows when, but it doesn't matter. They're not going down. They're not making Europe through the league. They're a game away from winning the FA Cup in their first trophy ever. They do not care about these Prem matches, I promise you.
You're not wrong.
There's no reason for them to care.
They drew against Arsenal recently, actually, didn't they?
Also,
Yeah, that's what I mean, but those are Arsenal B team.
Either.
I was going to say, by the way, that game tomorrow, I didn't realize could be massive. So that the FA Cup finals on the 17th of May.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with rescheduled fixtures.
No, it's I say some, yes, but also, so they're going to play the day after we face United at home. So one of City or Forest, who we're both against, is in that final. Like, we've got to hope and pray it's Forest.
Yeah, we have to hope that Forest wins and like jams up their fixtures a bit more.
Yeah, because then after that game, they'll have to face West Ham, and obviously that'll be rescheduled, and then they'll have us.
My guess is the West Ham fixture gets postponed to like the Wednesday before they play us.
Yeah, like that's we actually no, wouldn't. Yeah, we have to hope that they win tomorrow. Then we have a chance.
Yeah, that would be most advantageous. You don't have to be in a rhythm to win a final. They just won a semifinal 3-0 after no wins in 4. It didn't matter.
That's not. Yeah, you don't have to be in a rhythm. Look at
what
United and Spurs just did.
Won the Champions League final. That doesn't matter.
And also look at Arsenal too. Yeah, you don't have to be in a rhythm.
Arsenal are killing it in Champions League. Yeah. They're not doing well in the league. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Teams obviously do this. We see this every season.
But is any okay? So listen, I know it's Everton, but at the same time, it's also Everton. With today's performance, like even with Lavia now being back on the side, does today's performance not kind of give you a little bit more confidence, guys,
Confidence to do what?
going forward in our performances?
But the thing is right now, sorry, Peter, like, yes, it benefits you that he's doing well performance-wise, the team is doing well performance-wise, but I think right now our issue is the same consistent issue we've had for a while, Marshall, which is end product, right? That's where, listen, yes, we scored a goal today, but we had quite a few chances where we realistically, whether it be in the first half and the second half, could have made it 2-3, 4-0, and we wouldn't have had to have worried about it, right?
We could have. I understand that, but I think one thing that to explain myself, one thing that I think from what I saw in today's football match, and I understand not all of the football matches are going to play out the same way. When we have a Lavia, we almost keep the ball on the opposition side of the pitch. So we kind of go to what Scott was saying last stream, into that more, as soon as they make a mistake, we turn over the ball quick. We almost have like a quick counterattack, and we create more chances. Look at Noni today. Look at Jackson today. They both look really dangerous. And I don't know when we're going to talk about it. I think we should probably discuss it. If a Cole Palmer does wake up and turn it around, then we can
be honest, Marshall?
We can start firing on all burners.
But how realistic is that going to happen in the last 4 games, Marshall?
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
This is where like
Ahmed and whoever it was, I think it was RSM, are right. He's literally not getting another goal.
Yeah, like, right now, bro. The problem that you've got right now, Marshall, is that the time limit that we need him to come into form is too tight. And he's not been doing it over even a long extended period of time. So we just gotta have to assume, sadly, with him the worst, because that's what he's giving us right now. Right now, maybe on a positive note, you start thinking maybe Jackson, he's got a cheeky goal now in the EPL. Out of nowhere, can he maybe get a goal or two against some of these other teams? You know, I don't know. Maybe Madueke looks exciting at times. Neto looks exciting at times. But realistically,
I thought Madueke had a brilliant game today.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing for me is just, who is going to be the guy that's going to give us reliable end product? That's the problem we've got right now. One of the things, I know I make fun of Tuchel all the time, but one of the benefits that he used to have, particularly in his second season, we did really well, and we were like first or second. The centre backs, and like the fullbacks were actually scoring on a somewhat consistent rate for us, right? The problem for us right now is there's no consistent goal scorer or like an option that's giving us goals on a consistent basis that we know. You know what? That's cash money.
What? Disrespectful.
I disagree with you slightly, Ahmed, but like I would use the same example. Like I think that the issue that we have in the team isn't necessarily like going forward. Like you saw against Ipswich, like it's defensively. Like I spoke about it earlier, like how bad defensively we've been, and like how just unable to keep any sort of clean sheets. Like the fact that we haven't had more of these 1-0 wins, and that's what worries me. Like we go into these really 4 games. Like, do you?
No, but doesn't Lavia help? But doesn't Lavia help then?
No, because we've conceded with him in the team. Like I think he helps a bit. But I don't think Lavia being in the team helps the team structure defensively. What it doesn't alleviate, because it's never going to alleviate, is the defensive mistakes that we make on a consistent basis. Like the game we had today, even despite the fact that we didn't concede, we still had Sanchez trying to give the ball away 15 times in the first half. We still had Cole being a bit of a moron in the second half. And I think that's the problem. And like, I'll ask this to the whole panel. Do you think we're keeping any of the next 4 teams that we're facing out? Like,
there's no chance, I'll be honest.
No.
Yes.
Scoreless? No.
I do, but I don't think it will matter ultimately. Like
who, Peter? I'm interested in this.
I think we blank United, and I think we blank Forest, but Forest will have already qualified, so they won't care.
Interesting. I disagree on both, but fair enough.
How many points do you think Chelsea end up getting next 4 games, realistically?
How many do you think we end up getting?
Chris, realistically, like 4.
Wait, so how many draws?
Actually, no. Actually, if I'm hoping for
doing 1 draw and 1 win, that's what you're saying.
It'd be a win and a draw and 2 losses. but I actually think we'll probably end up being like 2 draws or 3 draws and a loss.
I think we'll get 7 points, but it won't matter.
Like, listen, like,
might
there has to
be
be like
for
like we are literally hoping on like some miracle, like catastrophic like loss like for some of these guys, bro. Because otherwise, man, it really is.
Yeah, but Ahmed, our club has done that twice in the past 5 years. The season where Tuchel left the next when he got fired, the season out, like sacked basically, and also the season when we got into the Champions League. So it's not like we ourselves haven't seen it before, where the last day of the season we've qualified.
No, but
the thing is,
the difference is like, if you want to take the Lampard season and the season after, we were in the top 4 going into that final occasion.
Yeah.
And we had it in our own hands, yes. Against Villa, we lost, and Tottenham also, or Leicester also lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to be chasing these positions and needing help from other teams. It's another thing to be sitting in 3rd or 4th or whatever the qualifying spot is. And just knowing, like, as long as you take care of business, you can make it happen. In the position we're in now, we've also never been in a position where we're playing 2 of our 4 Champions League rivals in these last 4 fixtures. Like under Tuchel and under Lampard, we weren't playing like direct rivals for those spots. We were playing just random teams on the beach for the most part. Like it's a little different. I don't know. But yeah, I think we could keep clean sheets, but it doesn't matter. But the point I was gonna make is in our last 7 games, we've not had a single player score more than 1 goal for us. Like in that span of time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 goal?
Yeah, we haven't been as prolific as
everybody's like with 1 goal each.
Yeah.
To find a repeat goal scorer, you have to go back to the 4-0 against Southampton.
Oh, okay.
God.
Cucurella and Neto.
I mean, Cucurella's probably our best chance to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if we're gonna win these games, we're going to need to find goals, because I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet away to Newcastle, and I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet against Liverpool. I think there's no chance those things happen. But now you're talking multiple goals to win a game.
Let me ask you this. I mean, yeah, multiple goals to win a game from 1 player, potentially, right? But
no, I don't care if it's from 1 player or not. It's just we're gonna need to.
Yeah,
he's just saying multiple goals.
Yeah, we need multiple goals in general. I think today, on another day, Noni ends up scoring today. Maybe Jackson stays on side. We get a goal from him as well. I do feel that if we had this discussion 3 weeks earlier, most of us probably don't think Jackson scores for the rest of the season. Do you guys feel that Palmer is going to stay quiet for the rest of the season?
Yes.
Because he's a player that I think we need to see scoring.
He's turning into Mason.
He scores somewhere against maybe Man United.
Whoa! Wait! Can you
score in one of the last 2 games when it doesn't really matter?
Can we just a comment that CP just made? Why do you think he's turning to Mount, CP? Actually, like that's a really interesting comment.
I said this, dude. It's not a new take. I said this in
January.
I've
not heard you say that. I haven't heard you
say
that.
I have the argument for what you're saying, CP.
I said he's having his second season.
You're referring to this, right?
The one where he still has the GA, quote unquote.
Oh, you mean that?
I do understand what you're saying,
but I think he means the Mount 3rd season, right? That was his
no. The one where he gets 10 goals and 10 assists. We still say he played like shit. You know, when he still won player of the season.
Yeah, it was his 3rd season.
Sure, yeah. Technically, yes, because Lampard was first. Sorry, yeah, sure, yeah. Basically, that's the season he's having.
I
remember this was used as a reference, right? Like expected goals and assists for Cole. I mean, he has created a lot of chances. Wait.
It's so great to expect these things, but when man is missing 2 1-on-1s against Southampton, the expected goals must have been fucking off the roof. But he decided to fuck it up, didn't he? So it's not. That's the thing. The expected goals for some of these chances he's had would have been a 1. I know it's not a 1 ever, but very high basically. And he's the one fucking it up.
I'm not trying to make excuses for Palm, but I do hate the fact, and I've been saying it for a little bit, like we relying on like a 21, 22-year-old like guy to score.
No, we're not. This is past relying on him. I'm just asking, like the fact that like.
No, I know he should be doing better. By the way,
last year was relying on him. This season, it's no, Chris. Last year was relying on him. last
exactly.
year was
I feel
his
like we're
entire
still trying to
attack was
rely on
relying on.
Palmer. We're trying
No,
to.
it's not to the same extent. No, not even
Especially
close.
not
we got
today.
no, okay, not today, but I'm just saying we don't really
No,
score
not
goals.
even
Like,
to no,
Jackson scored,
this
what,
entire
10
season.
goals
No,
this
no, because Enzo Fernandez is scoring more now than he ever has in Chelsea. Cucurella is scoring more now than he ever has in Chelsea. Madueke has scored more now this season in the Prem
Okay,
than he
what
ever
about the
has for
attackers, though?
Chelsea.
Madueke's got more goals this season than he has ever in his career.
Yeah, what are you
I
talking
know, but
about?
Madueke's got like what 5 goals?
No,
No,
7.
seven.
7, I think.
7.
Respect
Wait,
Madueke.
in the league or in all comps?
I meant league, sorry.
In the
Yeah,
league.
like
Yeah,
He got
I'm
7
talking about in league. He's
fair
7 in
play.
league.
I know he scored a hat trick, but like I know he's been
Yeah.
scoring like here and there, and I think
let-
Madueke's
Hang on, this was Owen 18 for Palmer?
Yes.
what
17,
goals
18,
in actual goal
18.
scoring?
In goals, like he's Owen. Chris,
In games
when
played,
we
yes.
get to the end of the
No,
season,
I'm not trying.
we
Sorry,
get to
I'm
the end of
I'm
the
not
season,
trying to like
will
make
be
a
Owen 25.
Palmer, but
No,
like
Chris, you can't say we're still relying on him when last season was actually
it feels
relying
like
on
we
him.
are
That
trying
was
to
relying
learn.
on him. This is
That's
not
why we
relying
don't
on
get
him.
a lot
This
of goals
season's not
from
relying
Palmer.
on him at all.
Chris, it's not
Right.
relying on him. Like if you look at the game today, for example, like he was the only person.
He was
He
a
was
ghost.
like,
He was a passerby.
yeah, he was the only
Yeah.
outfield player. We didn't need to rely on him today. I want him to contribute, and that's the thing. Like I've seen him not turn up against Legia Warsaw, not turn up against Copenhagen, not turn up against Ipswich, not turn up against Everton, not turn up against Fulham. What's in that? Why would I think he's going to turn up against Liverpool and United when he historically doesn't really turn up in Big Six games? By the way, like
Except
as
for
much as we
United.
like,
And it's tougher
United,
competition
I would
too.
say.
What I
And
mean,
it's tougher competition, guys. By the way, like
and it's
look
tough
at the
competition.
perspective. Yeah,
And then
he-
we're facing Nottingham Forest and Newcastle as well. Like I agree with what Ryan said the other week. I don't
No.
think he gets another goal for the rest of the season.
No, I don't think he
what I
does.
mean, we don't really have any of like goal scoring attackers, but obviously Cole Palmer from last season or the first half of this season.
You know what? I would beg to differ because the way
I'm not
we've been
saying
getting
we're
goals is not
Palmer
through
to
him.
win our games because we're
You know,
not today.
Jackson's only 3 goals. You know, Jackson's 3 goals behind Palmer, by the way, in the league.
3 or 4 is 4. I thought he scored 14. Jackson.
3.
I thought he had
Yeah, he's 3.
I mean, no, but yeah, I thought Jackson would score like 18 goals this season.
No, I know, but we're saying like it's Palmer's not. I'm sorry, you can't tell me this season.
I know it sounds bad. I'm trying to
to
make an excuse, but like that's how I feel.
No,
of it.
you are because whenever we talk about Palmer, you do make an excuse. Every time we do talk, you'll say he's having a good. But this is what you do. You'll say for that particular game, it's a bad game, but for the season, you'll make an excuse. I care. We're talking about the season as a whole, and for the whole since December.
First half he was great. Second half he was
No. You know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny? Oh, what a goal! Sorry, I was watching that. Oh, outside. No. Winter Server was saying this isn't even peak Palmer, and he was saying that in October.
Yeah.
What Winter Server was
way.
saying, even though we're getting the GA, this isn't the Palmer from last season. I expect him to kick on, and he was saying that in October.
By the way, Chris, I just want to point something out to you because you keep saying, you said something earlier about like you don't know who to expect the goals from our wingers. Chelsea,
our second best, like for or best.
not
sorry.
even. Look at our last 3 games against Ipswich. Jadon Sancho scored
Enzo
against
as well.
Fulham. Enzo scored against Tottenham. We did 0-0 against Brentford. Against Ipswich, Jadon Sancho scored. Against Fulham, it was Tariq George and Neto. Against Everton today, it was Nicholas Jackson. So the only player in our attack that hasn't really contributed recently has been Cole. And the rest of the team have contributed.
They have, yes.
5 names you listed have 23 goals combined all season.
Wait.
insane.
Wait. Who's got 23 goals all combined?
If you're combining Jackson, Madueke, if you're combining Neto, actually no, it's hold on, 25. If you're combining
Yeah, you
Neto,
can look at sorry, let me
Sancho
take this
and
out.
Tyree George, that's 25 goals between the 5 of them all season.
I mean,
that's-
Palmer's got 14.
Point of reference, by the way, that is the same amount of goals that Southampton as a team have scored.
Yeah, it's just
Chris, we can keep going back. I'm looking at the games. Leicester, we scored 1 goal against them. It was Cucurella, right? Because after those games it was Enzo, and then we lost against Arsenal, right? Then Southampton, 4 goals, 1 by Nkunku, 1 by Pedro, 1 by Colwell, 1 by Cucurella, right? Even the Villa game, we scored 1 goal. It was Enzo Fernandez.
I do think that. By the way, I still think he's like way off form. Like the second half of the season, he is in bad form. I'm not trying to make excuses.
No, but you can't.
He's gotten 2 assists since we've come back from international break.
The excuse you're saying is you saying that we're relying on him.
We rely on someone to get.
We're not.
We're not.
We haven't got Jackson. We haven't got Jackson to get us goals. We haven't got.
But I just told you the last 3 games we've scored goals without him.
One or two goal. We haven't got like an actual goal anymore.
Chris, look at the results.
So now you're shifting the goalposts.
You're looking at 5 wins and 8. How can you say we're relying on Palmer if we've won 5?
By the way, I'm not saying we're relying on Cole Palmer to win games. I'm just saying scoring goals.
Then what are we? So you're playing these word games. What does this mean?
Yeah, you're doing what? Yeah, what does it mean?
What does this mean? Where we're relying on Cole Palmer?
You're saying no. Peter, he just
talking about like we don't get goals. That's what I'm talking about.
Peter, he changed his tone again. He said we're relying on him to get goals. How can that be true if we won 5 out of 8 games? I mean, we have to score goals to win.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys literally said we ain't scoring goals. And I'm just saying that's why I feel like we're relying on someone like Cole Palmer or Jackson.
Palmer's not scoring goals because he hasn't scored goals.
We're not talking about wins.
No. Wait. What Chris is saying is that we usually were this season and the previous season. We have been relying on Cole Palmer to be our primary goal scorer, right? But that's what he's trying to say. And like, obviously,
that hasn't been true for the last 4 months.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's the argument, obviously. But I think Chris's point is that,
all I was saying, because I remember this started with what I said, right? Which is in this next run of games, the next 4 games, if we can get Cole to get going with the rest of the attack, I think we can do it. It's just him. Like, listen, we haven't been reliant on him, Chris. Like that's for damn sure. Since international break, only 2 assists. You did word it very wrong. But since we've returned from international break, he's only got 2 assists to his name, which is decent.
Either of the next 2 games?
I mean, you got an important assist against Tottenham.
Do any of you think we're winning either of the next 2?
No.
I think.
Marshall does.
I really.
Liverpool, no. Newcastle, yes.
I really don't know.
You think we're beating Newcastle away?
I think we can do it. I really
do.
No. With Lavia.
I know we can. Do you think it's happening?
What did you just say, Marshall?
I think it can be done. With Lavia, I think it can be done.
Marshall.
If Lavia's not there, then no.
Marshall, you're doing the word game now.
Stop doing this politician stuff. Do you think, yes or no, are we winning?
Listen, next game, if something happens to Lavia, I will answer your question. If something answers to Lavia, Newcastle, no wins. If Lavia is available for Newcastle, we win. As of now, yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Because if you answer no, whatever we do in the last 2 basically doesn't fucking matter. I hope you guys understand the math and how this works.
Yeah. The thing is,
that's why I think we're winning the last 2, because it won't matter.
For me, and I think I've said this before, right? Yeah, and all of us here agree with this in a way. Like each game is a final, bro. So Liverpool's game is another final. Yeah, if we don't win that game, bro, it's GG's. It's the same as this game. This game, I was saying on my stream, if we don't win Everton, it was game over. If we don't win Liverpool,
every game is a final now.
Right? So for me, fundamentally, it's just,
Well,
I don't know how.
I wouldn't say we have to win every game, but every game we can't lose at the bare minimum.
We can afford to lose.
In the last 5, we haven't lost. Like we've been on a good lossless streak.
I think we could lose 1, and win 3 and make it. We can't drop points twice. I don't think.
Yes. Yeah.
Like even looking at this, like if this was earlier in the season, and obviously it's not good to drop. What the hell just happened to my thing? Give me 1 second. I was looking at our fixtures, and in the recent run of form, obviously it looks they play Brentford tomorrow.
Thursday. No, it's Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Tomorrow's the cup game.
We don't.
Since Southampton, we've only lost to Arsenal. Obviously, we needed to win this. Brentford, we needed to beat. At minimum, we needed to beat Ipswich.
Yeah,
Brentford doesn't look as bad if you beat Ipswich. Exactly.
What happened to Brentford? We used our B team, didn't we? Kinda.
Yeah.
So like, the form. if this was like Liverpool or Newcastle, it looks a lot better. But it's yeah, the
I'll say
Ipswich one
this.
it's a stain.
I would feel a lot happier if we played United at home and Forest away before the last two. I think I'd feel a lot better.
So are you saying you'd rather play Liverpool?
No,
he's
United at home and Forest away as our next two fixtures.
Yeah,
Really like
play Newcastle.
close the gap, or maybe create a gap between us and
I
Forest,
understand.
and then leave those two games for the very end and just let it be in God's hands. I don't know.
Going back to Palmer, by the way, I meant to ask you guys: do you guys feel that the team is playing around him, or is it just him, his performances? Like, what do we think is going on with Cole here?
It's just out of form.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
They're playing around him because he's not
Playing
informed.
around him or doing
Is
anything
it
that
both?
we do. He's just not playing well.
Yeah, that's what it is. bro. He's
But
not
is
playing
it
well, bro.
both? You think where like the players know he's not playing well, so they just don't want to give him the ball?
I don't know if
'Cause
you've
let's
seen
also
it.
be honest. Like today,
Have you-
I
like,
doubt they've
real
tried
quick
to
before you
put
go on,
Palmer
but just
off
today,
yesterday.
like things that I've noticed in today's match, right? Like whenever he would get the ball, I would always notice that a player would make a run, and the frustrating thing with Cole today was that rather than try to force the pass and try to make that pass forward to a Neto or whatever, he would go backwards and kind of not make an attacking play, which I don't know. That's probably a confidence thing on his behalf. And I also feel like the players noticed that he's not doing those. Because look at Lavia. Lavia was putting in those threaded passes. The same threaded passes that I would be expecting Cole to do. And just Cole wasn't doing it today. He was just playing it safe the whole time.
Part of the thing is, Marshall. I don't know if you saw this.
Sure.
Oh, what a goal!
Oh.
What a goal!
Don't ruin it. Fuck you, dude. I fucking.
What are we?
I was watching on the screen.
is
Barcelona,
happening?
Kunde winner.
Oh yeah, Classico's happening right now. I
I
forgot.
Yeah.
hate this guy, man. I hate this guy, man. This
How
guy
can you
doesn't
hate me?
speak
I
up.
didn't know you were
I
watching,
didn't even
bro.
know you were both watching it.
I'm watching on Sarcasm City, man. This man used to do it in Sarcasm City all the time. Fuck.
Yeah, but we were doing a watch along then together. But this is not. We're not doing a watch along together, bro. I don't know.
God
But-
damn it, bro.
But like, essentially, like, I'm
Sorry.
just going back to like the actual point. One of my commenters was actually telling me that, like, Jack was actually shouting at him. Some of the players actually talking to him consistently, trying to, like, they're basically getting into shouting matches with him, right? And so for me, if that is
With
the
Cole?
case, that yes, with
Yeah,
him,
with Palmer, yeah.
yes. Like a lot of them are actually talking to him, discussing stuff with him, trying to get stuff to happen. And if that's the case, in my personal opinion, that just shows to me, bro, there's either lack of chemistry or he's not doing something that the players want him to do, if that makes sense.
I got a play
Right.
that I want to show you guys. I'm just trying to
I
get
don't
this
think-
play.
Obviously,
I'll be honest,
takes
I don't think it's that because like we've seen this happen the whole season. This happens because you've got a bunch of young players, like all playing together. This is how young players react with each other, like especially when things aren't going well.
Can I show you
Like
guys
when you
something?
don't have a calm head between them, this is what happens.
Here, so there's this one play. I think you guys remember. This is the offside goal, right? Look at Caicedo, right? He's about to pass the ball over to this area, and it
Neto
looks
gets
like look at how this interaction. Neto gets
Yeah,
it,
he's not
but
reading it.
Palmer just steals it from him. And look, he puts his arm on him. He's like, "Yo, let me just take this." Right?
I want-
That's not it.
But
That's not it.
another
That's not it. But
problem.
watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
I don't see a problem with
Neto
this.
makes the run, and look at Neto's reaction here.
Yeah, he's asking for it as well, but
But the problem is, like, I don't know if you know how you don't see a problem, PR, but because my thing is, bro, if you're the guy that's the most out of form, you shooting is not gonna doesn't usually lead to goal in your current state. Then why are you taking the ball off a guy that just scored in the last game?
Bro, I don't see a problem with that, man. That's
I don't
normal
care.
football. I don't really see an issue with this.
But the thing is, he actually does this on quite a bit of a consistent rate. That's the only reason. That's the only issue I have of it. It's not,
Everybody
it's
in
not
our team
like,
does this to each other, by the way. It's not just Palmer.
I
mean,
mean,
I get
everyone in our
that.
team does this.
I get that, but this is like for me, like I don't know. I feel like there was also times where I'm wondering, like, there's a big gap somewhere. I forget what play it was. There was a play where I'm like, Palmer, where are you to cover this gap? Like, he's almost like where Reese's position is, or Caicedo's position is in that right midfield, and then Neto is on the right hand side, waiting to do a link up play with someone in the middle, but he's not in the middle. Like I don't know. Like with Palmer, I feel like it's the players see it and they almost like don't want to pass it to him because he's not been making the right passes, and it's frustrating because I don't know if this is the right pass or not. I feel like this is the obvious one. Just give it to Neto, who is like.
I mean, it would have been nice to play the dude on the overlap. That's like basic football. But our team
last season he would do that.
Position, our attacking players all do this to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Neto can cry all he wants. This motherfucker will have Reese or Gusto outside of him, and we'll do the same cut in and ding to the back post.
Hindsight being 2020 on this, and not to say Jackson would have scored it, but like if he does give the ball to Neto, and Neto does manage to get a ground cross.
I mean, Jackson's making a good run to the box, but I don't know what defender does at that point.
Palmer's done this plenty of times this season, but so's Neto, so's Enzo before he got in form, so's Jackson, so's Sanchez. Like all of our attackers do this because none of them have really been in any sustained period of form, and most of them are young. So like they're gonna and they have this like ego about them for some reason. Like this just happens in football. I'll be honest, this just happens.
This seems like a pretty normal exchange for our attacking players. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Like it's not any.
Marshall, I came in here talking backstage about Vinny doing this for Real Madrid against Arsenal, doing the same thing. That's Vinny for Real Madrid. I've seen Mbappe do it for multiple teams. Like this just happens. This just happens.
No, fast folks.
Here, folks, it's freaking ridiculous. No, and I get that. I don't know. I feel like today part of it was Palmer just not being quick enough to give the ball and not taking the chances, the confidence, right? To take that chance to give that nice pass going forward. And I think part of it is the team recognizing that and just, dude, we're just going to play around you. It really did feel like they were playing around him today.
I feel like he's like becoming an 8 for us these days, bro. I don't even feel like he's like a fucking 10. I feel like he's an 8. I swear to God, bro.
He's coming down a lot today.
Bro, he feels like he's a box-to-box guy for us, bro, at this point.
There's a time like he's the second striker. Like right up next to Jackson when we're pressing.
Yeah, but that's pressing. I'm talking about.
Oh no, even when like what's it called? Yeah, like when they're in our attack. Well, they're in our box area. They're them two literally up together, like ready for the counter attack. I meant, sorry. I saw it today. Like he's just in up with Jackson. There is at times he is like second striker. He just he just floats everywhere because
he was a little low. He wasn't very central today. He was very much on the right.
Yeah.
At times it looked like he was playing the right wing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he just prefers to hug the right.
Yeah, I'm looking at his heat map. He was on the right a lot.
He does that a lot. Unless he's told to go to the left side, because he's done that a couple times this season. But when he has to go to the left side of the 10 or whatever, but like, congrats to Jackson scoring this.
Yeah, man. I just think for me, listen, man. Whoa. Listen, at the end of the day, man, I just think for me, sorry, I saw Rudiger was about to fight the referee.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but listen,
really?
I want to say, yeah, he actually was.
I see it. I'm seeing it.
My thing for me personally, and I'm gonna. Oh my God, he's going crazy, bro, right now.
They're holding him back.
Ahmed, stick to the point.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm seeing
the madness.
Also,
man's not letting go. Man's not letting go.
Curry.
I'm watching it. Man's not letting it go. Holy fuck, Ahmed. Damn.
Yo, he's
go ahead, Ahmed.
There is 6 players holding Rudiger, bro. And we let this guy go.
Dude.
Wallahi, man, the game's going, man. Wallahi, the game's gone, bro. Wallahi, the game's gone, man.
But listen, used by the government. They couldn't extend contracts, man. Shut up. Get over it.
No, I'm over it, man. It's crazy.
People try to rephrase this as if the club wanted Rudiger and Christensen to both walk for free, man. Grow up.
I didn't know, yeah.
Peter, the funny part is that he was also at fault for the second goal with Court. Funny enough. But man's saying, oh man, I want him back.
Smash agenda. We bought like 20 center backs since then. We shouldn't be focused on Rudiger.
Listen, irregardless of all this stuff that we're talking about, man, we just need to listen. If you want to make deals with Satan, feel free to do so. We need to make some sort of deal, bro, like of a higher being to get UCL football.
Oh,
this is this guy's bigger point that he wanted to clear the lane to make. We need to make a deal.
I literally was doing everything I can for him to make this point, and this is the point he made.
I lost my point. So
I tried. You can't say I didn't try.
In past streams, he did say he'll see. So I think that's
I lost my point. I'm gonna go on this, boys. I lost my point. So I had to just think of like something on the spot.
All right. Well, here's a point that I wanted to make. Was this a camera save or was it not?
No, it was, and it wasn't. It still had to be done like
It's
that.
not a camera save.
You don't think it was a camera save, Pete?
No, it's not camera save on purpose. No.
No, it's not a camera save at all. You guys, he's 6'5". He's moving across the goal.
Agree.
The ball gets hit across his body. He has to react to the ball getting hit to the same direction he's shifting over from. That's not a camera save.
Try to tell Marshall.
Look pretty dramatic.
No, it's not. It's not. It is a camera save because it's made on camera, but it's not on purpose.
No problem. Guys who've never played in goal are trying to fucking make shit up. He's an idiot. Everything's a camera save.
I'm asking Paul.
It's just because it looked good on camera. That's why he thinks it's a camera save. And yeah, it did look good on camera.
Comment, bro.
No, that's not a.
That's a light skin save, you know. That's crazy.
That was an incredible save as well.
You guys think because somebody dives, it's a camera save?
No.
Yeah, man, you're not allowed to die.
If Jack goes in, we're all hang Sanchez outside the bridge. You can't win.
I mean, listen, they're only trying to hang him. It's a bit
he actually did his job today.
Marshall, can I? Sorry,
Marshall,
what could he have done differently in that save?
Yeah, what could have not made it a camera save?
That's the question.
I think what does it for me. Hold on, let me look at this again. I think what does it for me is
how it looks. That's it. That's what's in your head. That's how it looks.
Yeah.
And
So where did
the leg behind going into the net and the going upward. That's what does it for me. That's what does it for me.
Marshall, what are you talking about?
And Marshall's
the leg going backwards, bro.
Marshall, this is some insane. That's an insane comment, bro.
The leg going backwards, bro.
Sanchez. This guy's the one who defends Sanchez
I
the
don't
most.
even know.
I don't know.
Does it really feel like he's forcing that on purpose? Does it really feel like he's doing that on purpose?
Marshall, have you ever tried to plant and dive at all in your life?
It's not. Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't. Mostly because I'm afraid of falling on the ground and hurting myself. But no, I'm not the only one that thinks it though. Come on now.
But like, guys, what about this? What did he do that was not necessary for the outcome that happened? Mind you, tipping the shot around the post for a corner kick.
That's a very good save.
What wasted?
No, it was a good save. I think he made a meal of it. That's what I'm saying.
3.
Because I'll tell you what would have happened. If he
made a meal of it.
In an alternate universe, right? He spills that 6. One of those guys taps it in. Everybody's pissed, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Like you're planting to dive to save a ball that was hit from a direction like perpendicular to the direction you're moving in, right? So you need to change direction. He's also 6'5".
Yeah,
6'6".
Whatever he is. Ball's bouncing up off the turf. Like, is it a camera save because of Sanchez? I guess. But nothing about that seems like it's wasted movement to me. I don't know how that's even a discussion.
I don't know, man. Maybe I have a bit of an agenda.
Well, Peter, you know what the funny thing is? There's been times during the season where we have called a save a camera save, and this guy defends it. This casually guy, this Marshall guy defends that.
No, what save was it? What was the last one we talked about? I think it was the Arsenal one, right?
A must-win fixture to keep your Champions League dreams alive, and we're talking
the Tottenham one. I didn't think was a camera save
against
Son.
You remember this, Scott?
I don't think that was a camera save. This seems more like a camera save than the Tottenham against Son.
I mean, it's good. It's technically like a camera save. Great save for the
I am
camera,
giving him
like,
credit. I mean, he did make a good
purpose.
save, but I think he
didn't do it on purpose.
None of this is for the cameras, guys.
It's not for the camera. No, he didn't do it for the camera.
Listen, does it matter if he's done it for the cameras or not?
He didn't.
I don't know
It
if
doesn't
it's
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, so,
No, it doesn't.
so why
It
we?
doesn't.
So I don't see the point of why we argue.
Hang on. We're also giving Robert Sanchez way too much credit. You think he's smart enough to understand that to like do this for the cameras?
This might just be what Robert Sanchez feels when
Marshall, this guy ran into someone at full speed and got concussed.
Jesus
like
Christ.
100% got concussed. You think
Yeah.
he's a sound mind and body to be trying to make camera saves and thinking about making camera saves at this point?
Can I
He's
also
fucked up,
really-
Nikolenko.
Can I
He
also
fucked up
make
Nikolenko.
can I also add another point? Yeah, this is a
Sure.
necessary point. I swear Sanchez is a married man, so who is he making these camera saves for?
You think you make camera saves to get bitches?
Listen, for some people, that's
How is this dumber than the last thing you said? This is incredible.
I'm just asking the right questions, as I say, man. I'm just asking.
I think you made my question worse.
I'm just asking the right questions, man. That's what I'm gonna say.
You think bitches like camera saves?
Listen, man. That's what maybe that's why man.
What?
Listen, I'm not saying that. Maybe no. You're not getting what I'm saying.
Changing the question of my poll.
Listen,
Bitches love camera saves.
No, bitches don't love camera saves. Bitches like 60 goals in all comps, man. Let's be honest.
No, but like, but he's a goalkeeper, right? So like, maybe he thinks this is what's gonna help him out.
No,
So,
Ahmed, it's 1-0 in the 87th minute. You know what he's thinking about in all reality? It's, hey, let me not spill this in the box and have everybody storm the pitch to string me up. Let's fucking get this shit around the post. That's all that is. That's all that, because remember the one that Pickford spilled where Jackson tapped in but he was offsides?
Yeah.
If Sanchez does that, we're having an entirely different conversation. All that is let me get to the ball and get it around the post. That's all that is.
I was to say, if Sanchez does that, Peter's right. His middle name is happening live on camera.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was right for that one.
If that's how our Champions League dream ended, nah, man. It would have been too much. He would have had to leave the country.
Yeah,
He
probably.
would have had to.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
we've seen Sanchez spill shots like that in the six
Yeah.
all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I think Jurgensen let that in maybe as well.
This is wild.
I think so.
I'm just glad that
That really means the camera
I'm
save then
glad
for
that
the
the ball
cameras.
went out for a corner.
Dude, and you know what the funny thing is? If I didn't know this guy's been in or in a relationship before, I thought he would have been a virgin by the way he just said, oh yeah, did he do that for what? To get girls.
no,
The camera
listen.
save.
The reason why I say that, you
No,
know,
let's talk about this. Let's have a different discussion. Ahmed, what positions on the pitch do you think are most prone to getting bitches?
probably attackers. Attackers.
Yeah, let's just make sure we're on the same page.
It's attackers, bro. I just asked that question because I was trying to think about his. I just really thought
Name a
maybe
single
he was thinking
goalkeeper
like that, man.
who's gotten
Yeah.
bitches ever.
No. They haven't, bro. But you know how it is these days, man. Looking good on the camera, man. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking, bro.
Bro, you guys are talking
he's gonna show that
camera
save.
1-0 game in the 87th minute. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe this. This is
I'm
incredible.
surprised Kai isn't hopping on this discussion right now.
Is Kai even on the thingy? I don't think Kai is
And then-
on
No, he's not, but we're talking about.
Ahmed, do you think bitches are watching early kickoff in the Prem?
Listen, they're definitely not, bro. Come on, bro, man. Listen, I would just thought I'd make a funny answer, bro. That's what it is.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
Yo, 12:30 UK kickoff. You think the bitches are tucked into Chelsea, Everton?
You never know, man.
Nah.
This is great. Yo, there's your central defenders get bitches, bro, or attackers in midfield.
I'll say
get
this.
the bitches.
I'll say this.
It's the fullbacks. It's the fullbacks.
It's the fullbacks that get more than the goalkeepers, but the center backs probably get more than them.
I just realized.
But they're usually tall too. I get it, Peter.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I love the game, man.
This is a great discussion,
Clearly.
guys.
Great discussion,
You know what, guys?
What
Listen.
if you did this for bitches? No, man.
Do you reckon
Listen,
wait, do you reckon
you know what? Yeah, I want to
wait, do you
do.
reckon
Yeah.
Courtois showed that to Kevin De Bruyne as a wife and got in there?
Hey, you never know.
No.
But like, no, I'm just joking. But on a serious note, yeah, let's be serious for a bit, yeah. Actually, like, if you could quantify our
You
chances,
start the
right, yeah?
unseriousness.
Listen, I know that's why I'm trying to be serious now. If you could quantify our chances, yeah, as a number, what do you think our chances are getting to?
We're
That's
talking
actually a good question.
percentages?
You expecting goals?
You said
mean
0%.
expecting goals?
You mean top 5, right?
Yeah, just getting top 5 in general, but to get used to.
Oh,
10%.
okay.
Oh, 10%, okay.
I'm still on the 40%
10%.
range. For me, I'm in the 40%
40.
range still.
You think it's
I'm on,
less?
I'm on 60.
We're on about 40.
I'm on a
40, 30.
70%.
Yeah.
The reason
Oh,
why,
you're-
the reason why I say
No,
40,
two games ago, Marshall, your hopes are dead. Not 2
I
games.
said,
but
I
the game
said
ago.
if we win against
The game-
Everton, it resurrects
Yeah,
my hopes.
so
Didn't I
you-
say
Oh,
that?
okay.
Chris, this guy still thinks we're getting nine points out of the last 4 games. He thinks we're beating
Bro,
Liverpool.
I think
Oh.
Lavia is a game changer. I really do.
This guy says Lavia can lead us.
It's not the best leader, but yes, I think Lavia can lead us. Yes.
I
This
think
is
I think
70%. Do you think we're favorites for it?
Favorites? No, based on where we are in the position and our fixtures.
How are we? Then what percentage is for us? I'm so confused.
I just think it's 70%. I just don't
But how
think
does
people
this
think
work?
we're favorite. No,
so can I ask you a
I
question, Marshall? How do you get to the 70% mark? Let's
How does
actually
it
argue
work?
that.
because I do think with Lavia, like I said it before, I do think we can win against Forest. I do think we can win against United. If Lavia's fit, I just told you guys we're winning against Newcastle, and I could see us losing, or we could draw against Liverpool. I think we're gonna lose.
Okay.
Who do you guys kick out of top 5? We're essentially down to a Forest or Chelsea discussion.
I think it's Forest that we're kicking out. The way Marshall's
If we
sounding,
make it with Forest,
I
I don't think there's a situation where us and Forest make it.
yeah, no, I know. I'm saying based on Marshall's situation, which is we beat Forest, we
look
beat
who's here, man,
Newcastle,
look who's
and
here.
we
It would
beat.
have to be. In Marshall's
I think
situation, it's
it has to be
69
Marshall.
points, Forest had like
That's
68, or maybe
Oh.
we get him on goal difference.
You, I hope it's you. Hope
Big
we
up
get
to Villa,
out
man.
of-
Hope you do well, man. Big up
out
to
of,
Villa,
out
man.
of
They
top,
won.
top
They won the game.
five.
Sadly, they can't.
They won their game last minute, by the way. That's
It's
just
because Villa. It's because of
Yeah,
Villa.
they gave him-
because Disasi, unfortunately. Welcome back to Disasi, to the bridge.
You think? Look at City's fixtures now. We're not kicking them out of top 5. Grow up.
Yeah, what are City's fixtures right now? Actually, let me look at that.
Wait,
I'll
XLV,
look
is
at it a
this true?
second ago.
They dropped briefings for
I
Ancelotti.
know what. Yeah, it just came out. Yeah, he's going
Yes. Yes.
Is he staying at? Wait, what? Wait, what's true?
he's going to Brazil. They just
Brazil.
confirmed
Oh,
that.
okay, good for them.
Please get. Oh, I'm so fucking yes.
I
And walking to
think
Brazil's been a thing
City
for
could
2
drop.
years.
City could drop points to Bournemouth or Fulham. It's possible.
Marshall.
Okay, it's possible.
The one with
The
the big.
Northwoods-
biggest-
They already dropped points to
the way we
Bournemouth.
got
Bournemouth have
that.
been beating
It's not
everyone into top
It's not
6.
happening. It's
3
not happening.
points.
It's not happening.
Come on.
Against Bournemouth, they already lost to Bournemouth earlier this season, and they're playing. Okay, they're playing at home.
The
Yeah.
Newcastle away 3-point shot is the part where you lose me, Marshall.
Yeah, no, I get it. Listen, I just believe.
As long as you
I do
understand that's a
believe.
little bit irrational.
You know what? Marshall,
I think it is based on their current form, but I don't think it is based on their whole season and how they've gone through little bursts of like they have a shit game like against Villa, right, where they get absolutely clapped, and then they go on to win 2 games and 3 games, and then they have a shit performance again. Like
You know who else
I think
does
they
that?
have their off days.
You know who else does that, Marshall?
Us.
Don't say us.
Hey, man.
We've just been shit, bro.
Look, it is. I just think that Ipswich draw kind of killed us.
No, yeah, that one really hurt my chances a lot. They really did.
But I,
Marshall, if we beat Newcastle, I will cheer on the New York Knicks for 1 round. Okay, that's how serious.
One round.
Listen. Firstly, man, they're good. They're gonna get packed up, man. They're getting packed up.
I know they are.
are you a Celtics fan again, or are you still on the Nuggets?
Nugget Nation, man. We're winning right now. Man. 6 points. 6-point win, man. 6-point win right now.
I love
Come
how
on,
Pete
man.
knows too. No,
Yeah.
everyone knows.
knows he's a glory.
He was there, man. He was there when I made the switch. Of
He
course
was there when
Oh,
you
he
went
was
to
there
switch
when-
out.
Pete is there when you made the switch is crazy, bro.
The Nuggets because the Nuggets won the championship, and then the Celtics won a championship while he was gone. And now the Nuggets are about to lose in round 1 to the Clippers.
No, we're about to make it 2-2, man. Don't worry, man. We're gonna win that in 6.
Probably not happening, but I hear it.
Inshallah, man. Touch wood, man.
Okay.
Speaking on the game though, how do we feel about the Moises Caicedo inverting again? Are we happy with that?
Not really, to be honest.
No, but not because of Caicedo.
Yeah, I agree with Scott, but also like, I don't know. I just play a right back. Like the whole Lavia midfield thing, fine, I guess. Like I would like to see a right back on the team sheet in these games that really count.
Mhm.
Whoa, whoa!
That's why I said,
Go on,
bro.
Scott.
I'm gonna be honest. Like for me, it's just like you play your best players, and Reece James is one of, if not our best player. Like I understand. Actually, I don't even understand the rotation.
Is he
We
though?
had a-
I wouldn't say that this season. Not thank you.
There we go. Next agenda.
but, like I don't even really hear the rotation for minutes thing. We had our week of rest, like whatever. But yeah, like this just comes down to the way that the manager we have and the way this team's composed. Like we have 3 midfielders who deserve to start, and also a right back who deserves to start, but we can't fit everyone in properly unless you drop. Unless you decide to drop 4 of the 5 wingers you have in the squad.
But to an extent, though, don't you think it makes sense considering we don't have Lavia available for the Conference League match?
No, because why would I make a decision with Conference League in mind when the end goal of that doesn't nearly satisfy the achievement of qualifying?
I mean, we have to win it, though, Peter.
No, we don't. No, we don't. It doesn't matter.
It would be so it would be so bad if we lose it, though.
No, you know what would be even worse?
Not
making use. I know.
Competition for the 3rd season in a row.
I get that, but
why would you ever?
It's just
why would you ever, in the situation we're currently in right now, make decisions with Conference League in mind? Think about what you're saying.
Well, at least with the Conference League, it guarantees you Europa. Even if you don't make it,
we're already going to get Marshall. If we don't get Europa minimum this season, like burn the club, like literally nuke the club.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying, guys. There's a possibility we don't. Hold on. No, there is a possibility, right? Hold on. There wasn't too long ago where we discussed there is a possibility that Chelsea could end the season not even making Europa and going back to Conference League next season.
It's still a possibility, by the way.
It's still, it's still a possibility.
Villa, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to win the Conference League.
Scott, question for
the prospect of sacrificing any chances of making Champions League.
No, question for Peter and Scott. Okay, so
Villa's last 4 games.
No, wait. So that's 6th position, right? That is going to be Europa. But what happens if, for example, Crystal Palace win the FA? That's the Europa League spot. No, because I'm saying that's a Europa League spot, right? And then whoever wins the conference gets a Europa League spot. So what happens?
I don't think it matters for that thing though.
No. CP, if Palace win the FA Cup, 7th is a Conference League spot.
No, it's not.
I know, but I'm saying I'm saying
it's not.
Scott,
wouldn't it be 8th?
Actually, it might be. Let me have a look.
Wait.
No, Scott, you only get 1 Europa League spot through the league, right?
Yeah.
Newcastle, who won the Carabao Cup and are sitting in a better position than 7th, would qualify for the better European competition, meaning Conference League bid would go to 7th place.
Wouldn't it go to 7th regardless though? Because
it goes to 7th regardless. That's what I mean. It goes to 7th is already Conference League.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, no, Peter. It's already Conference League because the winner of the EFL Cup gets Conference League, and Newcastle already if Newcastle finish any higher than 7th.
I hear what you're saying.
No,
that could drop to 8th depending on who wins the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So I guess we wouldn't know until the week before the final games if that's gonna sitting in 7th by the end of the season would be really bad. But could be hilarious.
No, I'm not saying 7th. I'm saying if we're finishing 6th, which is a Europa League spot, and Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, which gives you also a Europa League spot.
I've had a look, by the way. So if any team that's if either City or Nottingham Forest win the FA Cup, 6th and 7th get Conference League. Not Conference League, Europa League, and 8th would get Conference League. Okay. If Palace win the Europa League, then 7th gets Conference League, and Palace and whoever finishes 6th gets Europa League.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Europa either way.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Goes to Europa either way. Okay,
that's allowed 1 Europa League entrant via your league positions.
Yes.
Okay.
The other is the winner of your most prestigious domestic cup, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so if we're 6th by the end, we know we're Europa League regardless.
Okay.
So that goes back to what Marsha was saying. No, I would not be making decisions with Conference League in mind because that's an insane way of thinking. Yes,
the Conference League. Let's be honest.
No, winning that would not substitute for being in Europa League next season via the league. It would be a massive failure.
Conference League, let's be honest, the Conference League is a shiny bauble that would be nice to have. It is in no way actually like relevant or important to this football club moving forward.
I agree with this.
It's nice to like say, okay, it's fact. Like, it's just the fact that you don't get bantered about it. We can do that. We can do the shameless thing of we've won every trophy in Europe and all that nonsense, which is nice to do and all that. It means nothing to this club in the grand scheme, like going forward in terms of actually.
I mean, it doesn't mean something to them. Like, for example, I mean, winning the Conference League kind of doesn't mean something in the sense that maybe it brings the players closer together. Maybe it bonds them up. You know, that's what Marshall calls it.
I think the trophy as well.
Ahmed. Okay, Marshall and Ahmed. I'll ask you a question. How's that working out for West Ham?
No. Listen. I agree with you, by the way, Scott. But I'm just going off what Marshall's telling me. He's been telling me that when the conference is gonna bring the team bonding up to 100, innit? You gotta get team come 100.
Up to 100.
Should I go and ask West Ham fans how much that matters?
Have you seen Graham Potter, by the way? I know Chris is salivating.
He lose his head, by the way. I saw.
He lost his head, bro. Yeah, it was today, bro. First match.
Yikes, bro.
Yeah, man. And also, man, Kai, man, I'm just letting other people speak, man. You need to give everyone their space.
It's not like he's watching the Denver Nuggets game right now.
Kai. I just wouldn't be making decisions. Conference League and not. That's all I'm saying.
Chill.
Whatever fit players we have to throw in that, and chances to qualify for the Champions League, go ahead. I don't care what the team looks like on Thursday. I didn't care before today, and I won't care about the second leg, regardless of what happens in the first leg. Do not make decisions that at all compromise our ability to pick up the maximum amount of points in these last 4 games, because that is what matters, and that's what we're going to be judged on, fair or not. That's just the reality.
Facts.
You're not wrong. Now that you've explained it, it does. It's honestly, it's just the banter. It's like if we don't win the Conference League, but we get to top into Champions League, we're not going to care about it in the long run. It'll just be a little shit stain in the long.
It won't even
this
be
whole thing.
No, but I'll be Arsenal not qualifying for Champions League again is going to cause just as much laughter.
No, more laughter.
Fans, and in fact, maybe more.
More, because when Nottingham Forest are in the Champions League next season, next to Newcastle, and we're not, people are gonna fucking talk about this shit.
Yeah, like, have you noticed, by the way, like when it comes to Tottenham, for example,
you think that, huh?
Like, this isn't true. Oh no, sorry. I don't. Depending on what he means, I thought he meant no one to give a shit. As in, no one will care.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he means in the sense that we're just gonna get knocked out in group stages.
Yeah, I think he means if we don't get win the conversation. I agree.
Go ahead, Scott.
No one when people talk about Tottenham, that getting knocked out by Dinamo Zagreb gets brought up once every so often.
Yes.
No, but they lost to Dinamo Zagreb was like
that was Europa League. Them getting grouped in Conference League, most of Twitter doesn't even know that happened.
Oh shit!
No, but no. But Scott,
didn't they forfeit?
But there's a caveat. There's a caveat, Scott. That club is known for losing no matter what fucking competition they're in. Okay, for us, we've entered Europa League every year 2 times and won it both times. So the expectation is we should be entering the first year of this thing and beating it just like when we were in Europa. You can't compare Spurs. You can't compare Spurs, who we banter for losing tin pot trophies and winning Audi Cups.
If we're doing that, we're also known as a club that consistently gets Champions League. If we don't make Champions League this year, this will be the longest period. This will be the joint longest period that Chelsea will have been out of the Champions League for.
I understand, but we still have to go.
Yes. The longest we went under Roman was 3 years without being in the Champions League.
If we don't make the Champions League this season, that would mean we finish outside of the top 5 for a 3-season stretch for the first time since Glenn Hoddle was managing the club in the 90s.
My God, man. Hey. Yep. Ownership in, man. Ownership in, lads.
We can talk about Conference League and we can pretend to care, and that's fine. We can do that as much as we want. At the end of the day, guys, that's not going to at all make up for not making Champions League. It will not.
Nope.
Yeah, no. It does make more sense, even in a financial aspect as well. It makes sense in that sense too. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about?
You guys think that this all being said, right, about Conference League, there's no way this team beats us over 2 legs. Like, we're in a final, right?
Yes.
No, yeah, they don't.
I think it's a question. Well, I mean, no disrespect to your garden.
No disrespect.
Right?
I don't care.
No,
I don't
disrespect.
I don't
It's
care.
I'm gonna disrespect.
Disrespect.
Okay, I'll do.
Yeah, thank you. None of this nonsense of no disrespect. Nonsense.
Okay,
It's a conference league.
it's depending either we get Fiorentina or Betis in the final.
You know how many times, just like United, I
do think there's a universe where we lose that occasion.
Yes.
Betis or Fiorentina. Who would you rather have?
Fiorentina.
No, easily.
Fiorentina.
And it's not even close. Fiorentina, and it's not close.
Yeah, we're dunking on Fiorentina if we get.
Does everyone agree on that?
Fiorentina, we have a chance to outscore them. Like
Easily.
Betis in this competition.
Origination, do you agree?
Listen, I would probably say Betis right now. Fiorentina is kind of out of whack right now. Fiorentina a bit out of whack right now. Their form is a bit bad, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked, I haven't watched them in a while.
Damn, Ahmed.
What did he hit a free?
No fight. Anyways,
they're about to fight. Oh, James Harden fighting, man. Grandpa, man, get out of here, Grandpa. Anthony Gordon, get your ass out of here, bro. I don't want you to get flipping double tech, please. Chill out, bro. But anyway, man. Listen. I hate you so much, TP. You usually don't fight. But realistically, I think Betis is the big fixture, by the way. Like, I think Fiorentina right now, they're out of form. But if they were like where they were at in November, December-ish, then I genuinely think, that would be. I'll be worried. I would genuinely be honest. I'll be very worried right now, bro.
Does anyone else? Does anyone else think?
Part of me
they'd rather
worries,
have
Marshall.
Betis?
I trust Scott and Curry because they've been talking about for a while now.
No, because Betis, I'm looking at their form right now.
They're good.
They have like 1 loss in their last 13, 14. They have 2 losses going back to January.
No, you know this Betis team
since Anthony joined.
This Betis team only have like 3 less clean sheets than us in this competition, or 2 less clean sheets than us.
Yeah, I would probably play Fiorentina as well.
Yeah, let me tell you this with a straight face. First of all, Betis are in good run. Second of all, I have people that we all know in Flawless and that entire United community that are waiting for an Anthony dunk session, and I don't even want a chance of that. I do not want a chance of that agenda of Betis beating us, so no thank you.
Betis are 5th in La Liga, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The thing is, man, I'll be real. We like the way we play right now as a Chelsea football, as a Chelsea team. You know, I don't know why I'm laughing like that, but like there is a real possibility, bro. If we go into that one, being a bit of a twat, moving a bit more like we were doing like just 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, man, they could be reality where they sneak a 1-1 against us. I hate to put it like that, bro.
Well, like all of this being said, like we are basically in the final, which is nice because we really haven't played a real team in this competition besides
Copenhagen
or whoever in the group stage.
I would say Copenhagen before now.
Just since they get Champions League football
I
normally.
completely forgot we played Copenhagen. My bad.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I don't know, man. But I just wouldn't make decisions surrounding Djurgården. I just wouldn't do that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I do think we will rotate a few players. I think Reece starts that one anyway. Yeah, I know.
I don't think Reece is gonna start, bro. I actually don't think Reece is gonna start that game.
I hope he doesn't.
I think he is.
I need to see him we need to see him for Liverpool.
Because I think the thing is too, like, as much as what
what's more important though?
As much but here's the thing. I think as much as what Pete is saying is right, and we established that UCL is more important than winning the Conference League, I do think this team is going to try to get both.
Of course.
No, that's fair. Like you can get both. That's not the issue. It's like, but I'll give you an example. Not a single player that played today should play against Djurgården in either game because I think the
I think
team
Palmer plays. I think Palmer
You mean
plays.
starting?
Then Moret's an idiot. Then if he does, Moret is a moron. And I'll be real, if we don't make top 5, then he should be sacked because he's going to make stupid decisions.
I think right now, we kind of discussed it, right? Like, we're kind of trying to do it regardless of Palmer's form.
Yeah, but that doesn't suck him out there.
But part of the problem is, Marshall, we've seen what happens when you keep on playing Cole Palmer, right? Like,
I mean, we don't.
It's
not
not
working, right? We don't really have an option though. Like, what else?
Yeah, we don't have a backup. We don't have a. It's an Nkunku.
Nkunku.
I'll say you put Nkunku in the
No.
Stop. We're not doing this with Nkunku anymore.
Nkunku in the Conference League is a serviceable player. Why are we acting like this? He is.
Yeah, I guess. But are you playing him in the final?
I don't care about the final. I'm talking about in the same. We're talking
our final is after we finish the league season.
Yeah.
Yes, we are talking about specifically this Thursday night. Nkunku is serviceable to play away, bro. Just to get a minimum a draw. We don't even need to win the game, bro.
Do you think he's playing 10 over Palmer?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah, he will.
No, I think he's playing striker.
He's probably playing striker or left wing.
Marshall, you can play George, and you can play Sancho, and you can play Nkunku.
Also, I'll be honest.
Yes.
I'll be honest. It's Djurgården. You can play a midfield of James, Amugu, and KDH. That's fine. If that's not good enough to beat Djurgården,
yeah, that's what we mean.
Competition.
But no, Scott, that's what we're saying. That's why Marshall says he thinks James is going to start because that's probably the midfield KDH and we've seen them.
James didn't start today. Notice what I said. I don't think James starts another league game. Potentially doesn't start another league game for us the rest of the season.
Okay.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Which I think is not. But that's where we're at.
I don't like that.
I think it's really dependent on Lavia.
Well, I think if they're fit, are the team that started outside of the centre backs because they change like
also Gusto's a factor.
Gusto's not a factor. He's injured.
No, but that's what I mean. Like him being injured.
Oh, is a factor.
How long is he out? Is he out for the rest of the season? I didn't know.
How we're gonna use Reese.
Do we have an academy kid to put at left back? That's not Josh.
We do. We re-signed
him.
His name should play on Thursday, and Josh should play right back.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We shouldn't play. I don't care.
Fair enough.
It should be good enough.
I don't disagree. I would like to keep him fit for Premier League matches.
I just don't think Reese is going to start against Liverpool.
Because after our second leg at home against the Swedish team, we have a 12 p.m. kickoff away to Newcastle the following Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, so that's why I'm saying. That's what I was saying because Ahmed was saying the opposite of me actually, where he was saying, let's rest our players for the match before Liverpool, and then, batter them at Chelsea. And I said no, get the 3-0 win like we did with the Polish team, and then you can chill out because the game that actually matters more is Newcastle. I want everyone fit. I don't care who. I want everyone fit for Newcastle. Everyone fit.
100%.
That's the game. That's the game, like the Djurgården game in Chelsea. That's the game where I want all academy kids because we're 3-0 up from the first leg.
I'm cool with all academy kids.
Like I want Shimaheka and everything. I want Shimaheka.
I don't think the Magic does that, sadly, though.
I don't think he does either.
If we go through, we did it almost to who's the team we just beat? We wiped them with 3-0 and we still used the
Legia Warsaw.
Yeah, we used the strong lineup, and then the second leg, now it's like odd.
They did come back a bit, to be honest.
They did, yeah. We almost bottled it, I know, but
because Tolson isn't dog shit.
And so is the other guy in between the sticks, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah. Jurgensen or Sanchez?
Jurgensen.
Both.
Like asking which keeper.
Yeah.
Has Jurgensen not been playing in Conference League, or he's been playing, right?
No, he has been, but his last match was horrible. This is his worst performance this season.
Look, man, play him again. Who cares?
No, I'll play him, yeah.
I think he will. I just don't think he's going to help our case. Or maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he just had an off day.
You're dooming about a Swedish team.
Listen, I wasn't worried about Legia Warsaw until the last game. And I was like, wait a minute. What's going on here? But at the end of the day, it was the result, right? We ended up passing on to the next round.
Yeah, these conversations that we're having about Djurgården are nuts. Like, this is even coming from me, who thinks we could lose that final depending on who we face. Like, these are conversations we should have against Betis after we finish the season.
No,
Like,
I get it.
having
I
these
get it.
conversations about Jurgen is absolutely insane to me.
I really hope that's what happens. That we get a result this week. It is this week, right? It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday and then the following Thursday.
Okay. I really hope after this Thursday we probably don't have to have this discussion, and then the following Thursday it's like a quick, review of the match, and then we talk more about Betis or Fiorentina. But you never know with this team. You never know. Anything else before we close it out, guys? Because I think we pretty much touched everything. Touched on everything. By the way, 16% say yes. They thought it was a camera save. I should have asked the other question. If camera saves get bitches.
Yeah, fuck their opinions. What I was gonna say, I remember what I was gonna say. I do want. We haven't really spoken about him. I do want to give a massive shout out and like something Maresca actually changed today. Noni on the left was fantastic today.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, Noni was really, really good today.
Fantastic.
I think he was unlucky he didn't score, to be honest.
And to people to say that Maresca hasn't like improved this team or improved players, he has actively improved Noni's weak foot. Because if that was him last season, he's not taking those shots with his right foot. He can barely kick his right foot if it was last season.
Yeah, I think Noni, and you know what was nice to see is that he can play both ends now. I don't think with this season we've seen enough of Noni on the left, and after today's performance, it gives me a little bit more confidence that okay, you and Neto are a little bit more versatile. You can play on either wing. We used to not be able to say that about our wingers. We had discussion to Pulisic and Joe and so on and so forth. So it's nice to see that Noni put on a performance, and I would say probably one of his better performances this season from the left hand side, which was surprising to say because he's predominantly on the right.
And I said this after the Everton game, or not the Fulham game, and Maresca didn't listen to me, so I'll say it again. This should be the team, and that should be what happens against Liverpool. Like, I don't want to go into that Liverpool game and see you make changes. Like, I don't want to see like Noni back on the right hand side. I don't want to see Sancho back in this team starting. I don't want to see like you doing stupid like the centre backs or whatever. They should still start.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to
see
see
Sancho ever again. If I see Sancho ever again, yeah, on the left wing, yeah, then Maresca can go back to Italy with all due respect.
Anyone else on Noni?
I thought you don't even like Noni, so why are you talking about Noni, Marshall?
I've never said that.
I think you've said that quite
It's okay, Scott brought it up. There you go. We're talking about it because Scott brought it up, not Marshall. There you go. Hold that. You thought.
No, but I swear it was Marshall that was saying, that he doesn't like
You better
Noni.
be careful what you're about to say. All right, I was gonna say no.
I was very close. I was very close, but then I realized.
I know you were really close. I was really close to remove you.
That's it. Go. No red card.
No red card. You just escaped right there. But no, I don't dislike Noni. I don't think I've ever even said that or alluded to that.
So can we not get Bilo Gittins, please? Just have Noni on the left, please.
Right.
Big.
You're just not even trying to know what team we're playing.
No, bro.
You just said you ran.
Marshall does not know. No, the wingers were linked with Bio Gittins. Gittins.
Gittins. Gotcha.
Left winger.
Bro, we're linked with Garnacho, bro. What are you talking about?
We're linked with both of them.
Garnacho.
Yo, we're linked with Nico Williams. People don't watch La Liga. People don't watch La Liga. This guy's okay. Nothing exceptional, please.
Nico Williams is clearly better than our wingers. Let's be honest.
I think he's just Pedro Neto.
Realistic.
I think he's Pedro Neto. I just think he's Pedro Neto. People are gonna hate him. He's not a goal scoring winger everyone's praying for.
What do you mean he's not a goal scoring winger?
The most he scored is 5 goals in the league.
For Athletic Club?
Yeah, he scored 5 goals in the league. That's the most he scored in a.
They've been playing with no fucking striker. They've been playing with Sanchez basically as a 9, as like a shadow 9. And they brought in some random Moroccan Basque dude to try and be striker.
No, but even with that Iñaki last season,
he's the most direct winger they have. He's the supply of most of their chances that get created.
No, I know. He's like Neto in terms of assisting and crossing. He's not. He's
a much more direct player than Neto. He's not like Neto.
Who's a more direct player?
Nico
Nico
Williams.
Williams.
is much more
Oh.
direct than Pedro Neto is.
Probably a bit more. Like, yeah,
He's much more direct than him.
much more.
He's-
Maybe
he's
you watch more, Mr. I.
I've been watching him for the last like 4 years. He's much
Okay,
more
yeah.
direct than Neto. I would say he's almost as direct as Madueke, but Madueke is a bit more reckless with it.
I do like how direct Madueke is. I can't lie.
I mean,
I would
it's-
like another
it's
winger
more
who's as
effective,
aggressive
I
as
think,
him.
than being a Neto type of player.
But someone in chat said it. Like, all of this, obviously, I don't have my hopes up with this one, but it all depends on the squad building. If we get a proper striker, then I think Neto. Yeah, I know, Scott. I know. I think Neto, keeps his place. I don't think. Maybe we do go for Gittins, or I don't think we go for Nico
If we get a
Williams.
proper striker, the 60 mil guy from Wolves might be good. Yep.
I think so. I do think
I would
those
hope
are.
so.
He has good crosses,
Wait, Pete,
and
will you take Cunha? I take it that's who you're talking about.
No, I'm saying Neto, the 60 million guy from
Oh.
Wolves. I would take Cunha though. That being said,
I
Interesting.
would take Cunha too.
I would not.
How much would New Cunha cost? though?
I hear it.
60,
He probably like
2.5,
or something.
If we got rid of Jackson, maybe.
No,
I
he's
still
a
wouldn't- I
10.
still wouldn't go Cunha.
No, take him as a
Well,
10.
Cunha's not 10, is he? He's a striker.
No, he's a 10.
No.
He's a
I
10.
play a striker near Wolves, but
Yeah.
Like Chris, he
Yeah.
scores a lot of goals, but Strand Larson mainly plays through the middle. Cunha's not
That's
like
true.
Wolves.
Like Cunha plays mostly as a 10 and has done for most of his career.
Palmer, sure, I would take him in a heartbeat, but we do. So
What about Cunha on the left?
No.
I mean, sure, but what are they going to do about Sancho and?
No, but also,
I'm
why,
convinced they're sending
why,
Sancho.
why,
back.
why would we take a guy who can't say this for absolute certain, but I'm fairly certain has basically never played in the left
No, I think he
I'm
has
making
played on the left. Give me
and
a
make him
minute.
play as a touchline winger?
I've
he might
never
play
seen
the odd
him
game.
play
He
in the-
may play the odd game. Who knows? But
I don't know, man. I would take Cunha, but it wouldn't be to be a left wing player.
it'd be a 10, right? Obviously, then.
yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be a 10 or
Or did
like,
you put Palm on the right again then?
yeah. If you wanted to put him and Palmer in the same team, I think you could.
I would
do
love
that.
to see Palm on the right again.
I think I'm generally against buying 60 million pound attacking players and not really having set positions for them.
Hmm.
I'm kind of anti that idea. The reason I'd be okay with somebody like a Nico Williams is that's a clear upgrade on our left wing, especially relative to the other things we're linked to. That being said, they're going to make Champions League, and we probably won't. So there's no shot we make that happen.
Wait, are they actually
would
going
try,
to shit?
Maybe we try giving Felix and Jaden Sancho a sweeten the deal. And
Oh,
Um,
you,
Chris, you
Somehow
don't,
accept it.
you don't understand Athletic Club, do you?
Athletic Club don't negotiate, Chris. They're not going to take one. They can't take Felix because he's not Basque.
I was going to say this Nico Williams thing, by the way, is never happening because of the way Athletic Club works. By the way,
Yeah,
It's just, I think we need to get rid of some attackers. Then if we're going to bring in Nico like on the wing.
No, Chris, you don't know. Chris, you don't understand. They literally don't sign transfer signings because their policy is we're only going to have people from our region. They literally don't sign players, so that's why their players' wages are so high because they
Yep.
don't sign players, Chris.
they also don't.
They don't.
They also
They don't
don't-
push
Maybe we
sales.
just tell them
They
that.
do the clause
They
and
don't sell players in a normal way either. Like to buy a player from Athletic Club, you have to pay their release clause.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
have
we
to
got-
buy, basically, what happens is the player, you have to pay the player, and the player pays the club. They buy themselves out of their contract, basically. That's why we spent £72 million on Kepa because that was his release
Yeah.
clause.
Yeah.
Actually, before we bought him, though, I think he had like a 10 million, 15 million buyout
So
clause,
his
and they upped
previous clause was 10 mil.
Yeah.
He negotiated a new deal in January because he was tentatively linked to Real Madrid at the time.
Mhm.
Athletic Club knew they were going to sell him in the summer. Then what happens with Courtois happens. Madrid just decide to go buy him from us, and then we're left holding the bag, and we needed a keeper. But yeah, they don't negotiate. Getting their players would be a lump sum all at once. And what CP was saying, their players are on crazy high wages relative to how good they actually are because they're not a club that manages a ton of debt at all. So Nico Williams to move to England is going to need damn near 300K to even show up in this country.
Hmm.
So you're
Oh,
talking
man.
250, 300K a week, and you're talking a 58 million euro lump sum paid all at once.
That's why I don't understand why we're constantly linked with this player. It's like should be so obvious.
It
We're
ain't
not
gonna
gonna go
happen.
for
Then.
him.
There's no way this club buys him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get it because he's one of the best left wings on the market. However you feel about the player, but just
Sure.
trying to get players out of that club is next to impossible.
Yeah.
I'd rather just Chelsea look for a striker.
I do think if by the end of the season though, I do think that if we do manage to get that Champions League spot, our links change. Our links start to change.
I don't think they do.
I mean, they should get better for Chelsea.
So before we say
I
this,
pray.
listen,
I pray.
Maresca himself said that the links are gonna change, which is fair enough. And then
Wait, did he?
yeah, he said that. Oh, wait, and then legit, the next report which came out, was that in terms of Chelsea striker targets, Osimhen's got attitude issues. You don't want him. There was something about Watkins, and there was like 2 other strikers that were being spoken about. I'll bring that up right now, just quickly. So, I mean, I just don't see our the way we do targets and business changing that much for me. Like, if you look at the deals that we're trying to get done, Gittins.
I don't think it'll change that much, but you know,
Like, look, what I mean by that is that if you look at the guys with targets right now, Gittins, Yildiz, who's the other guy, the centre back?
But hold on, Ahmed, can I explain something? I don't think it changes that much because when you look at the past summer, some of the deals that maybe we do close because we have Champions League, but we didn't because of salary. You're looking at Olise, you're looking at Osimhen, the 2 biggest culprits.
No, Marshall,
if we have UCL, I think we close out those deals.
Marshall, do you know how much they offered Osimhen, by the way? We were going through this when the Gittins news came out. Brother, do you know how much we offered Osimhen? It was reported that we offered Osimhen.
Wages, you're on about?
It was 150
Nope.
plus add-ons, something like that.
Nope. Oh no, sorry. It was 150k including add-ons.
Including add-ons,
It-
but
it was a
that would
base
go
fee.
up to
No, it was a base wage of 4 million a year, with 2 million if we make Champions League, and 2 million based on goals and assists. Which means
But
if he
that's-
hit all of his bonuses, he makes 153k a year, a week. Sorry, 153k a week with all of his bonuses.
ain't no way.
Yes,
Is that true?
Yes,
why
that was
all
what was
that-
reported. That was what was reported that we offered to Osimhen.
Oh, that's kind of insane. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well,
But
yeah,
also,
Marshall,
what I will
Marshall,
say, but
perspective.
well,
into
yeah, go
perspective.
ahead.
Apparently it was debunked, but the report that came out from Patrick Berger about Gittins, we were prepared to offer anywhere from 6 to 7 million a year.
Oh, thank God.
Is that been
What-
debunked? Who debunked it?
So Patrick Berger himself basically said, so the report that came out that Pies tweeted said that we have offered. He basically came out and said Chelsea haven't offered a contract. There's still talks. So I assume the actual report was meant to say we are willing to offer.
What I will
Hey,
say
man.
though is that
It's your German boys.
another thing that I think that was an offer that was made as another option because the other option was a loan, right? Where Napoli, I think it was either we would have covered the wages or Napoli would have covered part of the wages or something like that. And then I think the idea was once we get Champions League, then we can actually give Osimhen the wages he wanted. So even if that was the offer, I think it would have gone up if we got the UCL. If we qualified to UCL because we get the UCL bonus.
See, but
I could be wrong.
Osimhen wants his money,
I know. Yeah, he does.
and if we're not,
That's
gonna
why
give-
Yokers would be a lot easier though.
what was
You
that?
don't
Chris?
want-
We're not even
What
linked
was-
to Jokers anymore.
We're not even. Well, we
No,
are. We are.
like-
We tentative.
Okay, we're not linked. Okay, maybe we're not linked to him right now,
There's no
but
strong
I'm
links.
talking about
Yeah.
it's summertime.
Part of the problem for me, guys, is that allegedly, according to the club, all of our signings are going to be done by June the 1st, right? That's what they've been saying. By the
Or
time,
at least
Not all of it. Not all of
June the
them.
10th.
A good amount.
Listen, 90% of them, the main signings are going to be done.
No,
Anything
I
you're
don't think
gonna
it's gonna
add-
be 90%.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be most of them.
Yeah, it's
I
going to be
think a
most
good
of them.
amount. We're gonna try to get some
No,
early signings
It
done.
would legit be. I
It
think
makes,
yeah,
Marshall, it makes quite literally no sense to do any signings after the Club World
Yes.
Cup.
Yeah,
Unless
it
they're
doesn't make
guys,
sense.
unless they're squad players.
For next season
Unless-
and to sell players. What do you mean?
No, Marshall. As in buying, not selling. buying players. It makes absolutely no sense to
Yes.
buy players unless they're going to be squad players who you're not expecting to start for a few weeks. It makes no sense to buy players after the Club World Cup because you're going to have max 3 weeks with the club to train and learn the system. So what I'm saying is if you're going to buy Osimhen or someone like that or Perez straight after the after the Club World Cup, you're going to have that ready the moment the clock you get eliminated, basically.
Yeah, but
or you're going to have to
how's
do
that logic? But how's that logic work? Because we got Caicedo way after preseason.
No, but Marshall. The reason being is because the way our preseason is, it's going to be jack shit, nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be
it makes
nothing.
No sense. No,
But
that's
like
what we're
Caicedo didn't
saying.
have a preseason with us, and we still signed him. It wasn't an issue, you know. Like, but
Yeah,
also
and
like,
Ignoring the Club World Cup tournament being in the middle of the summer is what Scott's saying.
no, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. But like, also,
how did Caicedo start the season?
he didn't start off great. Yeah, I understand that.
Cool. He sucked. Let's be frank. He sucked.
Yeah.
Cool. It took him a while to get going because he didn't have a preseason to get used to the team.
Yeah, our directors don't give a shit.
No, but that's the. It's like we're like this is all a case of like we need to be smart about this because I agree. What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to sign someone like our main striker choice after the Club World Cup, which is dumb.
Yeah.
We're saying that you have to try and get your main business, like all of the starters for next season that are not here currently. Like if Huson's a starter, if Delap or whoever the striker is a starter, that needs to be done before the Club World Cup starts. Or the other option you've got is you can still do it while the Club World Cup's on, but like so in the days of like first few days of the second part of the primary window. That's a fucking confusing way of putting it. What you can't do is what these owners and these sporting directors have done every single window, which is wait till deadline day.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Marshall, that listen, I don't trust their word, but from what they're saying, they want all their signings done, and you reported when you've done the Chelsea show, they want it all done by June.
I don't think even if I went back and looked, I don't think it's even all, but they want to be able to.
I'll show it to you right now, bro. They want the vast majority of
you can
Chelsea
show
income
me.
done.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
you're
vast
switching
majority,
your
but-
wordage. Yeah, vast majority is
But
what I'm telling you. You're saying
Ahmed,
all.
I think the Marshall's hypothetical could be you get the striker later in your Gyökeres because that might take more time. Because the easier signings, at least for your first team, are going to be your Huijsen,
Delap.
who's apparently going to choose us if we get Champions League compared to Liverpool because we have the agency hookup, right? Agahi, if we're going for two center backs, I'm just saying in a sense because we can pay him cheaper money. He's Chelsea. We're in the Champions League. The other would be your winger situation, probably going to be between Gittins and Garnacho. But the way Dortmund kind of want to get rid of Gittins, he's going to cost 50 million. You can get that done before that. So then, depending on your striker, if you're going for a Gyökeres, that could be. So you can basically do most of your first team signings besides the striker before the Club World Cup, and then if you are going for Gyökeres, then
okay. So this is from Simon Johnson. This literally got released just last month. Yeah. So this is just last month, end of March, 23rd of March. Yeah, 2025. Chelsea sources have revealed the club intends to do the majority of their ins and outs by the end of June, including
you understand.
Wait, you didn't let me finish, did you? Including a striker and right-footed winger. Chelsea have been working on these deals for months. So
yes.
The point I'm trying to make.
No one disagrees with you. You said all.
Yes, but I mean all. I mean the main ones. I'm not talking about the side bits.
Word games.
You know what I mean? Why would I care about side pieces, bro? You know what I'm talking about.
Bro, man created the language and he's out here using the wrong words, bro.
You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Words have to mean something.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Regardless, listen. I meant the main signings are going to be done by them. The main signings are going to be done by them, essentially.
Big up.
Right. So and if that's and if that happens, then we'll see what happens in it. But
I think it was CP was talking about Champions League and how that factors in. Marshall was talking about how the targets would improve in theory if we get Champions League, which I think we all agree with.
Yeah.
But what I hope we are doing behind the scenes is preparing for a list that develops in which case we don't get Champions League.
I'll also
Wait,
say this.
am I the only one who thinks that literally the list will be the same regardless of whether we get
Yes,
Champions League or not?
I believe that too, Scott. I believe that too.
Well, it's possible. I don't disagree. But what I will say this real quick, I think this is a big factor. I think the Club World Cup will be used as a way to determine what players need to stay and what players need to go. Because once we have all the squad, then we'll see which players have to go back out on loan, which players are going to be sold, so on and so forth, right? I think also, and correct me if I'm wrong, the further we go into the Club World Cup, the more money we make, right?
Yes.
I think that does play into a factor what remaining signings we end up doing after the Club World Cup too.
No, but Marshall, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that would be stupid to do, considering what you just said. This is a that you can earn a pretty decent amount in the further you go. And considering that most European teams are going to be in a similar situation of trying to either rebuild their teams, try and do signings, etc., this could be a
shield at all.
It's not. This could be a competition that you actually could do well in and get a decent amount of money in. Using that as a way of deciding who should be here or who should not next season is the dumbest thing, because I'll be honest, those conversations should already be decided. Like I'm going to be honest with you, they should have already decided what centre backs are leaving in the summer. You don't need the Club World Cup to tell me that.
I don't disagree with you,
but like what is also just question
Santos, so on and so forth. There's other players. Paez.
No, Marshall. Those I'm going to be honest. We should not be having discussions about whether like Santos or Paez or these men should be staying. Like that should A, already be done in certain cases, and B, like who cares with some of these? Like Santos should be here next season regardless. Like he should be in the squad. He should be playing games. That should be the end. Paez should go out on loan because he's 18, just come from Ecuador. It would be idiotic.
The report is that he's going to be loaned out.
Yeah, good.
But it's not even just him. Like we're looking at Petrovic, you're looking at Aaron Anselmino. There's like a bunch of players.
No, Marshall, why are you naming players?
Oh, you should.
Petrovic has shown he should be our number one next season. If he's not, you don't use the Marshall. You're talking about players that either should go out on loan or should already be starting. Santos and Petrovic should be in the squad. Anselmino should be out on loan. Sarr is the only one I can maybe make a case for. That you can use this for, and even him is going to be fifth choice centre back if he stays. Paez should go out on loan. Wiley, we've already I think agreed that he's going out on loan for another year with Watford. Like the Club World Cup should be used for pre-season, not in a sense of like you can
actually.
Use
to be fair, you're right, because you need to get this done before the Club World Cup.
Well, just there's not that many minutes up for grabs in terms of squad roles for next season. Like Santos is better than Dewsbury Hall. He's going to be the fourth center mid in our squad. Him having the worst Club World Cup you've ever seen is not going to change that. So he's going to be in the team because he's better than KDH. We probably needed a fifth midfielder anyways, right? You see how weird these Conference League teams have gotten since Cassidy got sold. But whatever, right? With all these other random center backs like Anselmino, they could have the best 3 months you've ever seen from a center back. It's not going to matter. Okay, this guy, Asugo or whoever, put him in the squad as well. That's fine. You want to run with 5 center mids? Because in my version of the future, we're in Europa League. So yeah, him and Santos can play Europa League. That's cool. I don't mind. Put them both in the squad. Dewsbury Hall shouldn't be taking minutes from project center mids like that.
That's true.
Our end game with Dewsbury Hall is fringe player anyways. Right? Like, as far as what Scott was saying about the signings, I do think a couple of the names on the list would change, but like I think their main striker target is Delap anyways.
Yeah.
It's a release clause. They're officially relegated. Even if you have to pay the 30 mil all at once, that's not going to break the bank. They could earn more. They're going to earn more than 30 mil by just playing in these 3 Club World Cup competition games. Like it's not that much money. Everybody knows he's for sale. If you want to give him the wages and he wants to be the second striker in our squad, that's cool. It's easy to figure out. I cannot see us willingly entering any sort of bidding wars for players this summer
especially if we don't have Champions League. I wouldn't even waste my time. And I really hope they don't. But off recent history, that's all we do.
Yeah. You know, I get where you guys are coming from. To an extent, I do actually see it because they did say they were trying to get their business done early. And I think that also does include the players that will be leaving and some that will be staying and the ones that will be coming in. So,
I think leaving. I'll put it that way.
What were we going to say?
So? Felix, these guys.
Yeah.
And you've been seeing like links in the media. Shalaba, like guys like that know they're probably definitely not going to be here next year.
Also, we have to get business done in terms of sellings before the end of June because of FFP.
Oh, the whole FFP. Yeah.
Because of
it's true.
Especially if we do make Champions League, because UEFA have already declined to accept us selling the was it women's team? I think it was to, or was it the hotels? One of the two to ourselves.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Like, so we have to whatever we sold the women's team for, we basically have to make that up in player sales before the end of June.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. So yeah, hopefully if
they're doing a job, like, doing that has to happen. So
we were kind of talking about it a few months ago, right? Like, Madueke being a pretty obvious sale if it came down to it. But since then, Mudryk is on a super soldier serum ban and is nowhere to be found, right? So he's pretty much an unsellable asset.
Yeah.
Tyreek George has been promoted in our squad. Sancho may or may not get sent back. We don't know. We know Esteval is coming in, but you kind of can't sell Madueke now, can you?
Nope.
If you bring in...
the thing is, no, Peter, they can, but I think it would be daft because he's quite clearly been our best winger this season. That's not saying much, but like...
No, there's a way to sell Madueke, actually. The way you sell Madueke, the way you sell Madueke is you actually sell him, right? But if you bring in a guy like a Yildiz into the team, right? You got Esteval coming into the team, you got Palmer coming into the team. Bringing in the Yildiz, I think, they would be like, yeah, we're bringing a talented version than him, so we can sell Madueke, in my personal opinion. And
why are we linked to this Yildiz guy? Where does this come from?
Fuck knows.
Santi JFM is like a really reliable French guy.
I guess.
I don't know about really reliable, but he's
gotten
some things right.
No. Santi's very reliable. He's one of the few that
I don't know about really reliable. He's not tier 1. Like,
I thought,
very reliable.
What do you mean he's not? I think he's tier 1. Like, if anything, Fabrizio actually uses him most of the time as well. So I'll probably say yes.
Are Juve like not in a Champions League spot or something like that though?
No, they're doing very bad this year.
So I guess, but like, I guess really like you're picking between Sancho or Madueke in the squad, right?
Basically, yeah.
I genuinely do think they eat the 5 mil and then.
Plus, the thing is like
they more likely than selling Madueke and buying Sancho.
I think Madueke stays, Sancho goes.
No, that would make more sense because then, especially if you buying Sancho, that can't be just what they leave like the winger situation with. You'd have to, unless they're gonna leave it as like George, Sancho, Neto, and Esteval, which like I guess. But then if you're buying the lab, that fixes none of our issues. They'd have to buy a goal scoring winger, which means they'd have to spend more money, which means you're basically just spending the money you would have got from the Madueke sale anyway. So like,
yeah, I don't
just more top tier planning, I guess.
This is a really interesting situation, man.
So I'm saying, I think this summer is going to be the tell all, really. Like after this, and I know I say that every.
That's so crazy.
One more time, Pete.
Mudryk taking PEDs really saved Madueke's career. That's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, yeah, it would have been. It would.
He was 1 foot out the door until that happened. Let's not lie.
Well, he was 1 foot out the door until like the first few games of the season, where he was linked to Newcastle, and then all of a sudden those died.
Yeah, he was 1 foot out the door in December for sure. Am I making this up?
I don't know.
I think if Tyreek George was continuing to show the progression he was showing, he was gone, bro. He's a goner.
No, I don't think Tyreek George.
No, but you say that, Ahmed. Like I think Tyreek George has progressed since then.
He has.
No, that's the point I'm trying to make. That Tariq Jordan progression, and he's even progressed even further. Yeah, would have probably put Mudryk back a lot more. I'll be honest, because he's getting the Mudryk minutes.
Oh, you meant Mudryk? Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Madueke.
I'm talking about Mudryk. Yeah. I think the thing of Madueke, the club was pushing him a lot in preseason, even the beginning of the season. So I always feel like he would have gotten minutes no matter what. Madueke, I'll be kind of real. I don't think that.
I mean, he was. Maresca was favoring him a lot in the beginning. We were actually getting frustrated, if you remember that.
Yeah.
We were saying he was being selfish and stuff.
As much as saying sell Jackson is probably cathartic for people, I don't see how you can justify that.
The only way you justify
not without a striker.
There'll be some way that people try and justify it, but like
no, I you know how I can justify it.
Here we go, CP. This Canadian fella.
There you go, CP.
Yeah, no, I said it. 30, 40 million. I don't care. If you're gonna get a Delap for 30 million, get him and get a Jonathan David on a free. There's your backup on a free. Who's on 40K a week.
And Jonathan David did not deal with the lap personally.
I was gonna say you could just do that.
But we're linked with him, so I'm just saying. There you go. You got your backup and your cover striker.
I would rather save that money for like a goalkeeper or something that would actually drastically improve us.
But I don't think there's anyone, Peter, for us that's better in terms of goalkeeping, unless we get Chevalier, which we're not linked with in terms of.
So like we're talking about
Petrovic.
Upgrading in goal. Probably not a major upgraded striker. Our center mids
we have Petrovic because he's on a free, so that's what I'm saying. Like we already have Petrovic, who's.
To be fair, the more I'll tell you what you do with that 30 mil. You go to Inter Milan and hand it to them for Bissek.
He's not going for 30 mil. I'm telling you right now, he's not going for
reported he's available for 30 mil.
Where? No, it's not like I'm not doubting you. I that's amazing.
I don't know where it is. Joey will be able to find it.
Okay, because that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, like he's literally available apparently for 30 mil. That's what I'm saying. You take that 30 mil for Delap, you just go and get Jonathan David on a free. There's your starter if you really need him, and go and get Bissek. There you go, instant improvements.
Please get Bissek. Yes, please. I beg.
I don't know, man. I think if we're talking about upgrading the team for next season, we need a better center back pairing than whatever we have, right? Like the idea of Fafana is cool, but his hamstrings are pulled pork, so you can't rely on him. And everybody else, I just am not sure about. Is signing this guy from Bournemouth going to drastically improve us?
Nope.
No.
I don't think so.
It might. I don't know how reliable the source is, but I'll pull it up since Joey just put it. Let me see. Boom, boom. Right here. So Inter reportedly value Jan Bissek in the region of 40 million euros amidst reports of interest from Premier League sides, including Tottenham and Bournemouth.
How are we not in
Italia?
How are we not in
we'd rather look at Husin for 55.
No, but this guy's 24. He's in the age range.
No, but CP, that's too old, bro. We're looking at 19-year-olds for 55.
No, but we've gone for 24. We went for Disasi, and then when the sporting directors came in, we've gone
you know
for
why we went for Disasi, bro? It's because the sporting director knew him. The sporting directors don't know this man.
What was that about Disasi that they said again? Oh, that guy, man, you know, the passion merchant. He's a passion merchant.
The tackles, yeah.
Yeah, man.
If there was a way we could sell Disasi and one of Chalobah,
we can't sell Disasi. Villa's right there. Hello.
No, they're not going to buy him.
I don't think they're buying him.
He's cost them 2 important matches.
We'll see.
I personally don't think Villa are buying Disasi.
I don't think so either. I think that
could be wrong. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to be proven wrong.
I would. I mean, maybe Emery was like, I like him, and he buys him. Good evening.
But like Chalobah seems to be an obvious sale person. I will say, Gahey has 1 year left on his deal.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah.
Gahey's 1 year left on his contract.
Yep.
I could see the club just doing the lazy thing and fuck it, reunion.
Yeah, I can see it too. I'd rather that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd rather that than Huijsen.
So.
Yeah.
I don't really want to find Gahey back for big money, but I don't know, man.
I don't think he'll cost that much. I think it's like 40 million. I think at most was quoted today. For
If we can
Gehi.
do 40, or if we want to work in some Chalaba plus money for Gehi kind of swap, I would be okay with that.
Talk about a hot take right here. What's a hot take?
I hope we sell Santos because
Oh,
he's
shut
insanely
up.
overrated. Yeah, I don't care about your opinion. Thank you.
This is a bad idea. Like Lavia's hamstrings are probably pulled pork as well. Like,
cheese.
That's also true.
We're like
That's
one
also
injury
very
away
good
from
point.
KDH minutes if we do this. The whole point is to not be one injury away from KDH minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay on this idea, but yeah, time will tell. You never know what these owners do, or not these owners. These directors, they might actually do.
Actually, you know, wait.
That's why
No, Mr. Professor, you know who we have? We all know someone who literally has family lineage for Strasbourg, who watches every Strasbourg game since we even knew Strasbourg existed on the face of this planet as a fan base. In Strasbourg,
Yeah.
Steve is
So
an
I'll be
entire
real. You can maybe say that about some of us. You could, like Ahmed watches most games. I know for a fact Joey watches most games. Just not even counting Steve.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I mean, I've been keeping a closer eye on him as of recently. I can't say I've always been on it.
What would the utility
He does
selling
not.
Santos for 60M to then just have to go sign another center mid? What would the
Yeah,
utility?
I'd love to understand what that achieves for this football club.
Now, where does that get us?
That's why I don't get it. It's just profit.
We can sell him for 60 million because it must not be better than KDH.
Wait. Let me talk to this genius. Genius. We're not even saying he's starting minutes. He's gonna rotate like when Essien and Balak used to rotate. Genius
I'm
number
also
one. Genius
willing to bet money that he eventually takes that.
And get him out of here.
Yes, and dude, he would be an Enzo replacement because Enzo plays as a forward 8, and that's what Santos was
Santos is better
doing.
than a Sugo. Santos' level is better than a Sugo.
Why can't both of them be in the squad?
I
don't
think
know.
both of them can. I think both
They
of them
can.
should, to be honest.
And if we sell him, who would you like? Because it's going to cost way more money than the freaking 12 million we paid for him, Santos, when we got him from Brazil.
Yeah, I just don't get. I don't get the logic here. Why would we? Let's not sell some of our better talents to then have to go try and buy another good talent. Because let's be honest, their track with buying is not great.
No, it's not.
Like a man
It's
costs
really
us
not.
12. Man costs us 15 to 20, 12 to 15 million.
That's a chew money.
Wait. You now I know you have been watching the league because Real Madrid fans have said they want to get rid of him.
So we want to sign. We think we're going to tempt Tchouaméni to a club with potentially no Champions League in the summer from Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one who's out of favor on the Real Madrid squad whose fan base says he's been dog shit this season compared to what. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
This is true.
Will be happy sitting bench watching Enzo and Caicedo play football?
Yeah, thank you.
Do we think that's
And he's not
happening?
better than Caicedo. And he's not better than Caicedo, I can tell you that for sure.
Listen, I get it, but at the same time, we also don't need to.
No. Wait, no, I need to get this guy. No, don't give me a name. You said no, because you're a scout now. You told us to sell Santos, so you're obviously a scout now because you've watched players, right? So if you've watched other leagues, tell me a name. Tell me a name, because you said you watch a league. You said we don't watch Strasbourg, so clearly you watch Strasbourg.
At the same time, from a logical point of view, they already got a player that is willing to work with the wages that they already bought for cheap, and that could potentially play a role in the squad. Like, why sell that? This is my logic, right? I don't know what the directors are going to do. They might actually sell him, but based on my logic, it doesn't make sense because there's a potentially good player here. He's got some of the best stats in all of Europe and in the French league, and you already have the midfield there.
I've got just an interesting question, just to ponder. If we are to sell Santos for 60 million, or say there's an offer of 60 million from, let's say, Bayern, why would we sell Santos if it's quite clear that there are top teams wanting to pay 60 million for him?
Yeah, what are we not seeing that they're seeing?
Yeah, that's my point. It's like,
Similarly,
they obviously see something.
if Real Madrid are going to say, hey, take Tchouaméni from us, what are we not seeing that they're seeing?
There is a side of me that's nervous that they do just look at the profit of it of Santos.
Oh no,
Sell him and then
100%.
just
Like
replace him with a youngster.
that would be dumb.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be stupid. I wouldn't want to do that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Ugochukwu.
Yeah, no, Ugochukwu is also in
We're
there.
gonna sell him,
You
though.
already have midfield depth. There's no need to buy more unless you're planning on buying youngsters to develop them or sell them.
Yeah, and also you.
Well,
And,
Santos to sell somebody like Chouameni is insane.
yeah, and also, Professor, the genius that you are, clearly, you're saying that when people ask names to replace Poch, we said it's not our job. Actually, we on this panel gave names because because after a while we actually look at other leagues and then we put our names behind those managers that we thought would be better to replace Poch. So don't run and hide now.
I can tell this guy.
No. So don't run and hide now. Tell us a name. No, tell us a name. Don't run and hide now. Don't run and hide now. You can't just pop up into this chat all of a sudden
The issue is that
speak
all those
utter nonsense and run away.
we probably aren't going to be. That's the issue. No one's saying like this is a terrible player. It's if Champions League clubs are in for players that we want and we're not in there, how are we going to tempt these players to choose?
My issue with what this stuff about Houston is like not based on talent. It's the fact of he doesn't fix a single issue we have in the squad when it comes to centre backs. Like he doesn't fix experience. He's decent aerially, not amazing. He doesn't really fix the 1v1 defending. I don't think he's again decent, but we have no idea if he can handle the step up. And also, all those clubs you just mentioned about signing him, he would go there and be the backup. So,
I agree. At least in this team, he's a rotational player, and if he doesn't like that, then that's maybe where we run into issues.
So if he comes here, he's the starter immediately. That's the issue. If he comes here,
I don't know about immediately. I think he is rotational.
Marshall, why would you spend 55 million on a centre back?
How much we spent? Wait, who are we talking about? I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Santos.
I'm talking about Houston.
Hoyce. Oh, yeah. No, I agree. Sorry about that.
Santos, I think, will come here and eventually start. Santos, I am expecting to take Enzo's place at some point during the season.
Yeah, no, Hoyson would start. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Santos. If we're talking about Santos, I do think Santos is rotational. Yeah.
But yeah, if anything, midfield, we probably need to sell a couple players or sell and loan. Like, sell KDH.
Sell KDH, exactly. Omogu's going to get loaned. Ugochukwu up in the shopping block, in my opinion.
Hey, Professor, you mean the same Zubamendi that got dunked on by the United midfield? Yeah, I'm going to trust that. Yeah, shut up.
Man said Houston doesn't start over Colwell, you know. Hey,
I think the problem right now is I think the problem right now is that all these names that are being brought up, the quality that we probably need, they're not providing that quality. Let's be realistic, boys. Chouameni, he was a great player when he came from Monaco to Real Madrid, right? But since he's been at Real Madrid, bro, it's been an up and down. Was it a time thing at that club? If we're being honest, I'll probably see Camavinga in that same ilk in terms of he's a talented guy, can give you great moments, but he's not. Both those players have not progressed enough, bro. Yeah, but maybe they can progress at our club. If you say that, shout to me. I don't mind, but Zubamendi, would not fit the way we play stuff right now. I'll be honest with you. And look, we don't need a Zubamendi right now. Let's keep it real.
And so you saying Colwell's quality and he's only 22. You know how old Hoyson is then? Genius. Thank you, fucking idiots.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think, listen, the Colwell shout, isn't a bad shout. I know a lot of people don't like Colwell, but the problem with Colwell was, we made a mistake believing that Fofana could stay healthy for the whole season. Right, you know what I mean? That was right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Right, that's what I mean. That's where the stupidity essentially lies in with that. And then the fact that we're still keeping Fofana at the football club for me is beyond me. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's beyond me. But listen, at the end of the day, we need to be getting guys with some level of experience. Now in the defense, I don't think that's reality. In the attack, however, That's where we need to be doing that job, in my personal opinion. From the striker angle, in terms of like, I don't mind the Osimhen. I don't mind. I think there's another guy that's just escaped my mind right now. There may be one or two guys who can get there with some level of like experience on the wing right now. Depends really on the wing, to be honest. But you know, I'd have to think about it a bit more. I'd have to do a bit more scouting on that and that aspect to see who's available.
I have a pretty basic philosophy for building this team right now. If you're going to spend in excess of 50, 60 M on a player, they need to come in and start for us immediately. We're talking Hoyson for a 58 million pound release clause or whatever. Guess what, buddy? You're playing match week 1 against whoever we're playing, and you need to be better than whatever our center backs were doing this season. If we're talking 50, 60 on some random guy to be our right-footed attacking player, guess what, buddy? You're starting left wing. There is no, oh, he might improve us, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to be in the situation where we overpay for somebody like a Neto and we don't get a guaranteed upgrade on what already exists. We think it could be better over time, maybe, and that's great. That's awesome. I love that. But we paid too much to not be sure we're getting an improvement. The one area in our team where we feel pretty well stocked and pretty confident is midfield. To destabilize that by selling any of the key players, I just don't understand, and I can't tolerate, because the guys making the decisions to buy these players have some hits and they have a lot of misses. It just kind of is what it is. I get it. Every player is a risk, but we're expecting those players, Joey, to improve us immediately. It needs to be somebody who can hit the ground running and make an impact. So if we can't identify players like that in the summer, I don't want to just buy players for the sake of buying them also. Unless like we're in a situation where we have one striker, we obviously need a second striker. Because Mark Bew or whatever his name is not going to be our second striker next season.
No. If anything, I could see him going on a loan or something.
Buy a striker to stock the position and Kunku's out of here. I get that.
Yeah.
And these players that are brought in need to be clear upgrades.
I agree.
No more Netos to our Maduekes.
I do agree with that 100%. Or even if the players, even if they're not clear upgrades, they need to be like reasonable depth.
No. I'm saying if we're spending that price, they need to be clear upgrades.
Yeah. If we're talking about a certain price, then yes. What we're talking like 60, upwards of 60, it has to be a clear upgrade. I agree. But anything under that, because these prices all add up, anything under that has to be either depth or incredibly cheap that it's clearly like a flip for profit kind of thing. But yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I don't think that a 19-year-old center back is gonna pair together with Colwell and create some immaculate pairing to start off next season.
You say that, and I agree with you. I just have this weird feeling that Maresca, who I do think is going to be here next season, as well as the ownership, believe in this kid a lot, that they're going to make an argument to start the guy. I think I do think Maresca likes Colwell enough that he will start him, even though we all think he's not good enough. And it should be Hoyson Fofana or Fofana and whatever.
Oh, no, that's funny, because that's not what
by the way, just going to point out Kai's comment previously is not true. I just looked it up, but we move.
I was not even saying Colwell would be benched. I don't see how you could go into the summer and plan around Fofana at all.
Yeah.
I agree.
For me, Peter, I'm just genuinely shocked that because the report came out yesterday from like Simon Johnson that we're keeping him and Buddy Shaw for me are like, it's kind of crazy because Buddy Shaw and him have both been injury prone, have barely played for us essentially in the last 2 seasons specifically, and it just makes you question why are we doing that? Like, what's the point of keeping them?
That seems a pretty simple solution to me, or simple explanation. We're not getting bids for those 2 guys. We're getting bids for the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, as much as we want to rag on Disasi, Aston Villa wanted him, and they took him on loan, despite seeing the performances that happened here at Chelsea.
There's clearly been bids tabled for guys like Chalobah and Disasi however you feel about them as players. For whatever reason, there appears to be more of a market for those players. But if you're a club, how can you put up the money for Fofana? He's played like something like, what is it, 20-something games?
And his wages.
Going Chelsea?
And his wages is a big hurdle.
Stumbling block.
Stumbling block, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not looking at, as mediocre as I think Colwell has played this season, I do not see how he goes into next season and is not our starting left center back. That possibility does not even compute in my brain. Because how are we relying on Fofana and the replacement to a Colwell instead of just replacing Fofana and pairing that person with Colwell? If we're going to do that, that would surely be where we start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I think this summer is going to be a big summer that will definitely make or break any doubt or any hope that people have about the directors. It'll tell a lot. I really do think it will tell a lot. But what's up?
By the way, Kai, based on stats, there are at least five midfielders, depending on how you feel about Palmer's position. 4 if you think he's an attacker, that have more chances created this season than Enzo Fernandez.
Isn't Guimaraes one of them? Bruno Guimaraes?
No, but I can tell you them. Again, depending on if you think Palmer's a striker or not. Sorry, a forward or a midfielder. I think he's a midfielder. It's Palmer, Rice, Tielemans, De Bruyne, and Fernandes have all created more chances than Enzo Fernandez this season. Big chances, I should say.
That's our midfielder, man.
Stop it. You need to just die on the hill.
Cheeky wing. A bit of a cheeky wing, man. Chill. Cheeky wing.
All right.
Fuck your cheeky wing.
No, well, go fuck yourself, Scott, man. Go fuck yourself, mate. I'll buy that Scott. Lovely.
All right. Let's wrap it up, boys. We're about to hit 3 hours, so I'm good.
Oh.
I don't know what this
so
is.
what? So does that mean I get my $1 now if I do the 3 hours? You're not trying to pay my $1 payment. Is that how you're moving?
April 21st. Is this? I don't know what this is. Are you looking at this link? Chelsea midfield Enzo Fernandez created more chances for moving play than any other midfield in the Premier League in 2025 with a total of 30. Fernandez has been a key part.
So in 4 months worth of
2025. Oh, in 2025, not in the season. Okay.
Great. So when I talk about the season and my man talks about 4 months, fantastic.
It's just it's a little sleight of word. That being said, I'm wrapping it up, guys, because we're hitting our 3 hour mark. But all right, guys. Big up to every single one of you. Big up to the panel. As always, good discussions. I think. Listen, let's see what happens with the rest of the games. We have Thursday. We're gonna have the review, obviously, of no Casually Chelsea show tomorrow. I do have to go out, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately for me. Unfortunately for anyone who was looking forward to that. So I have to be out. Sorry, Scott.
I'm not here anyway, so
I'm doing the stream anyway, so.
There you go. So everyone's already doing things. But there will be. Listen, Casually Chelsea show will come back consistently in the Club World Cup as well as in the summer. So don't worry. There will be stuff there. There will be. I guess I'm gonna do vlogs too because I am going to at least one of the games. I'm figuring out if I'm going to the second game in the group stages. So we'll see how that goes. So keep an eye out for that. Do come back on Wednesday, I believe. What's Wednesday? Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday's the 30th. I might be doing a react stream on Wednesday. We'll see. Then Thursday is the I'm sorry. The Jer Gardens game. We'll be reacting to that, and then we'll see what happens on the weekend. So
what time do we play?
Let me check right now. Chelsea. 3 p.m. my time, so that is 8 your time.
Fantastic.
And we're home.
Fantastic. So as long as we're not playing the early kick.
Wait. Oh no, we're not home. We're away the first one, and then we're home. Okay, same time, home and away. That's nice. Okay, so yeah, definitely keep your bell notifications on, guys, so you know when we do go live. Also, be sure, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, if you like what you're seeing, then by all means subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. Here is the raid message, by the way. We are going to raid out to Sarcasm City. Be sure to also, even if you don't want to subscribe, smash the like, because it does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. There were a lot of you that were just watching, so yeah, be sure, smash up the like so it helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to check out the links below for other people's content, as well as my own content, where I'm streaming later tonight. So if you want to check out some of the gameplay I'm doing for God of War, it's there for you guys to enjoy it. Be also sure to check out the memberships. We have 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and at the proper casual tier and higher, you get a shout out at the end of every show. That's going to go out to Daniel, TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A. Suleiman. Big up to you guys for your support, and big up to everyone who joined us today in the stream. So thanks, guys, for joining us here. Let's see what happens with Chelsea for the rest of the season. We're getting close, and I do have a little bit of hope restored, but time will tell. Baby steps, one game at a time. All right, guys, have a wonderful night, and as always, stay casual. Peace.